And go. Hi,
Asada.
and welcome to Scythed Podcast episode 9. We had a week off last week. Well, we didn't. We kind of had a quick video.
Yeah.
But we are back and stronger than ever. So.
I was going to say I'll flex, but I can't be honest.
No, fair enough. It's got more muscle than me. We are here with episode 9, and as per usual, we're starting with the news over the last 2 weeks, which is still
Shit!
really short. If I'm missing something, I don't know what's going on. But Metallica have announced a tour in America
Yes.
with a comedian as their support act.
And I'm so perplexed.
Yes, it's very strange. Thoughts?
I mean, it's not exactly the first time that... I mean, in a festival environment, for example, you get plenty of, like, comedy acts that go to Reading and stuff. But
I'm not sure about Reading with the... I don't know Reading well, so do they do that on the main stages?
No. This
Right,
is the
so
thing.
that's
They'll
the
have,
Delmo.
like, a separate thing for that.
At
The
Delmo, they'll do
idea
the same then, yeah.
Yeah, the idea that it's going to be basically like an opening act. Is that...
Yeah, or I think it's the support.
What?
I think it's just the support. They might have another band, but if I'm going to go to a gig, like comedy is great, but if I go to a gig, I want to get fucking pumped up. I want to feel like it's Metallica on scene, and I don't want to stand there laughing at jokes. And what if it's not funny?
What if he's not funny and most people are just stood there like, what the fuck is this shit? There is that. What if he's super hilarious and it's like people just don't want to jump around afterwards? People are just like, oh no, you know, I'm too laughed out. Fuck these guys.
It's very unusual. I would never.
It's so weird.
If I was a promoter, I would not let it happen.
No, if I was their manager, I wouldn't let it happen. So what the fuck is Lars Ulrich doing?
Yeah, it's very, very strange. I don't quite see the interest. I would not want to go to a gig.
Do we know what kind of comedian he is?
No, it's not been announced who yet. Nick, how's it going? Yeah, it's not been announced who, actually.
I'm so confused.
I just don't see why you would...
If it was like a somehow metal-themed comedian, or at least his act was like... Or if he... Do you know what I mean?
Like
if he's like
Andrew
a
O'Neill.
biker... Yeah, like if he's like a biker, fucking heavy-bearded guy with like telling sort of like metal jokes or like gig jokes and
But
stuff
even
like
then,
that.
I don't want to go see Metallica afterwards.
No, exactly. I would go and I'd be like, oh, these are interesting stories. This guy knows, like, he's been around. He's done some like really cool and funny things. Who am I here to see again? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, I genuinely just wouldn't be in the mood to jump around afterwards. So
No.
either way, it's a lose-lose situation. If the like comedian is shit, then everyone's just gonna be like, what the fuck are you doing by the time that you come on stage? And if he's really good, then nobody's going to be in the mood to listen to your fucking music afterwards.
On the other side of it, Metallica have that great opportunity to introduce a new band to the world. Take like a big band, like they did on the last tour. They took Avenged on the last tour, and they had, I think, Volbeat and Gojira. Now, I'm not sure about how big they are in America, so I think at least they introduced one of them to America a bit more. That's the perfect opportunity when you're a massive band like Metallica to take a new band out and
normally they
give them
would
that
as well.
promotion.
That's the thing. Normally that shit would happen.
I don't feel like
Tards.
I don't feel like
That's funny.
you need to promote a good comedian to the world.
No.
Fuck it, whatever. Metallica are having a comedian on the next American tour, and that's the news.
Yep. That's
So-
literally about the extent of it.
Last week we mentioned that we are going to. You probably do, Nick. Actually, yeah, you could probably pull it off. We mentioned that we're going to make this week's episode longer because we didn't review Clutch last week like planned. So today we have 2 reviews, starting next with Clutch, and then we have Miles Kennedy's Year of the Tiger.
Yeah, boy.
Yes, we do. So a few weeks back, we asked the Beatdown Boys, Nick and Craig, it's weird calling you Nick, Oz and Craig, to do a poll for us. Well, we did a poll from their choice. So Oz chose Kiss, Rock and Roll Down,
Something like
Rock and Roll Over. I fucked up. By Kiss. And
It
Psychic
was an album
Warfare.
I'd never heard of before, but then both of them were as well,
Yeah.
to be fair.
Psychic Warfare by Clutch, and that got just 1 vote in it. Clutch won. So we're going to go on to that now. Also, you may notice the different landscape. We're changing around because of the fucking lighting.
We just can't win. We
we're gonna roll
literally
with it.
cannot fucking win because now it is doing that shit with the
We got it.
poster.
Our override got it in the end. So, start off with Psychic Warfare by Clutch.
Yeah, man. Right. So
By the way, neither of us had heard this album or band before. I think I've
never
heard
listened
one
to the
song
band.
by the band
I
years
had
ago.
never listened to the band.
less than 1 million likes on Facebook, so not a massive band.
Okay,
But
that's fair enough.
I hear about them often enough through a couple of people like Craig and Jalen.
I have heard the name before. I've never listened to any of their stuff. I've never looked into what kind of stuff they do. So yeah, to start us off,
Ratings shit.
I-
Go ahead. Start us off.
opening into X-Ray Visions was decent. I forget the name of the little opening segment thing, but it was like a cool.
It's like a little interview kind of, or like a police
Yeah,
interview
it
or
was like
something.
it was just, you can imagine it, but it was still like different and original enough that I was just like, okay, like,
It makes that, along with the closing track, because it's kind of the same thing, makes it feel like you're telling a story with the album.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
and I am normally a bit of an advocate for that, so that's fair enough. And I liked X-Ray Visions. It's not what I would listen to. That became immediately apparent. It is not what I would choose to listen to because I don't know, for reasons that I'm sure we'll unearth.
when
as we
I
carry on talking.
first put it on, it was the day after work, and I was shattered. And I put it on, and that came on, and I decided at that point, up for change, that I have made a bad choice by letting Craig choose Clutch. I hated it at first.
Really?
It has changed. Mm-hmm. But the first one I listened to, I was like, I hope the album's not like this song.
Yeah,
all
I
the
hope
way
this
through.
isn't like a reflection on what the rest of the album is going to be like.
And then the second song came on, and I thought it was better. I wasn't really listening, and then I fell asleep during the third.
Okay,
I was
fantastic.
out cold. But continue, sorry.
So yeah, musically, I thought X-Ray Visions was really good.
is
Like,
really
I
good.
actually found myself sat there like, okay.
It's now on my list of favourites, yeah, for sure.
So yeah, like it made the cut for me, and it was a good opening to the album. And then I think the second song is Firebirds.
It is.
What a fucking
wrote down.
shit song.
No, see, this was one of the last ones that made it into my top ones.
Oh,
I actually really like it.
Oh wow, okay. I thought it was samey and it was just drab and really like I found myself literally by the end of the first time I listened to it like I fucking hate this song.
Okay,
I
wow.
actually hate this song.
Deep.
I don't know necessarily like particularly why. I just thought it was so samey. Didn't like the lyrics really. It just I literally found myself sat there like
Because it's been a week since I listened to it, I can't tell you how it goes, but I just know I liked it at the end.
fair enough.
But it was one of those ones that took a bit longer.
For me, however, very quickly redeemed by A Quick Death in Texas. What a fucking tune.
That's one that almost made it but didn't.
Oh, okay, fair
But
enough.
It's still one of those ones that I'm like, that's alright. Yeah.
I actually really fucking liked it. I'd gone. At this point, I was already up and down the emotional roller coaster, man. Like, I'd been like, oh, okay, this is a good opening to, oh, okay, nah, this sucks. Nah, fuck this band. To like, oh, okay, this is good.
Right.
So I was all over the place by this point. I've actually written down here because I was in such a shit mood while reviewing it after the second song. Very quickly redeemed by A Quick Death in Texas, which I think is a song that they wrote about the person that wrote Firebirds. They died quickly in Texas.
Well, that's hopeful thinking, isn't it?
That is wishful thinking. For me, after that, it kind of goes a bit flat. Not entirely.
There
are
are
other
some
songs.
songs on there which are
Just a bit
great, and there's one song on there which I believe is fantastic.
So
So,
okay, we're going to see about that. We're going to see.
Are you going through every track?
No.
No? Okay.
So the album continues to flatten out a little bit. I wrote down that it was the samey kind of. The whole thing sounds flat, and you kind of lose hope. And then out of fucking nowhere, a little thing called Doom Saloon into Our Lady of Electric Light happens.
So, Doom Saloon I haven't noticed, but Our Lady of Electric Light
Yes.
is the fantastic song on
Yes,
this
it
album.
is.
It brings back some strange memories of, not memories, but it reminds me of being in a car when I was a kid with my dad and he was playing The Who. It had a Who feel to it, man.
It's that kind of like very, very on the edge of like acidy kind of rock, but like that kind of trippy, echoey vocal style. Just
Such a good song.
I literally like so I'd gotten to the point while I was listening to the album like, nah, man, what have we done? This blows. And then literally that happened, and I was just like, oh fuck,
Yeah. Solid track.
yeah, literally.
Will be listened to again.
And yeah, for the same sort of thing as you, I guess, I've written down that it was like pretty acquainted straight away. Like I just felt like I already kind of knew it.
Yeah,
a little bit.
it's got a homely feel to it.
And it's powerful, man. And then Noble Savage is another track that I've written down that was like, meh, okay, it's alright. It's cool. It's not anything special.
So one
It's not-
track I think you've passed.
Yeah.
So I'll cover that quickly
Yeah,
because I
go.
know there's one at the end. Sucker for the Witch.
Yeah,
Really enjoyed that song.
I haven't written it down, probably because it was just another one of those ones that fell under the umbrella of a bit like, okay, I feel like I've already listened to this song like twice on this album.
Right, okay.
So kind of samey. Second half of the album is definitely better than the first. Still very samey. Feel like it comes from the vocals more than anything. For me, anyway, just the kind of vocal style gets a bit repetitive after a while. But maybe that is just for me kind of thing. So yeah, you said that you've got one more song to talk out.
There's one at the end. I've just realised there's another main song as well.
Yeah.
One at the end is Son of Virginia.
Okay, yeah, it was
Cracking
kind of cool.
track.
Yeah, it was kind of cool. Same sort of feeling as Our Lady of Electric Light, where it's got that kind of like, it was a different style entirely,
Yeah.
but it was kind of like, it reminded me of that kind of slow, like it wasn't overly built up or anything like that. It was just
Yeah.
kind of like ambient, and yeah, it was alright.
Yep, and the final track, which is is my top two with Our Lady, but it's not. It's the second. It's Decapitation Blues.
Okay, yeah, see, I thought it was alright. Again, just fell under that same umbrella for me.
Right,
I
okay,
started
fair.
not naming them because it was just like, okay, like, I've already
Same
talked
track,
about
same
yeah.
track. Yeah.
So overall, some really cool moments, man. Like listening to Our Lady of Electric Light for the first time was like, whoa,
Yeah.
this is
Standout
fucking
track.
epic. Yeah, 100%. So some really cool moments, littered with some really weird vocals, but kind of worked in a lot of places, like Our Lady of Electric Light.
The
Music
opening
is-
lyrics to X-Ray Visions is just. Didn't it open like with the first thing I did was buy a pack of cigarettes? That's all that. It's just the weird lyrics, but they work.
Best Clutch album is Elephant Riders. Fair enough. Can't say after this that I'll necessarily check it out, but maybe.
Probably not.
So yeah, music is great in a lot of places, to be fair. I thought like musically, even though that got a bit samey and repetitive in terms of like its rhythm, especially with how many beats per minute the drums were actually playing at, like in some songs it was literally exactly the same. The whole album just didn't quite grip me in like a mad way. One moment did. That was the one song.
Just making the fucking camera move. That's all.
Okay. Yeah, so one moment did, and that was that one part in the middle with Doom Saloon and Our Lady of Electric Light. But on the whole, the album just didn't quite grip me.
No, I listened to this album 7 or 8 times, and it was not till number 5 or 4 or 5 when it started turning in like 6 or 7/8 where I thought, nah, I can get open to this. I scored it, forcing myself to realise this is not my genre of music.
Okay. Yeah, I
So
would say that I did the same.
Tried my hardest not to
To be
judge
like
it.
objective.
Yeah, to be objective. Now, before I give my rating, I want to point out for all reviews so far and for future, if I review something as a 9 and then review something as an 8, there's a chance I might like that 8 album more than I like the 9 album because I'm doing it based on the genre it is.
Yeah, you've got to be like fair and equal and stuff as well. So
Yeah.
if it's not something that we would necessarily listen to, that doesn't mean it doesn't deserve to be rated
Exactly.
highly. So yeah, that's fair.
So for me, it has a 7 out of 10.
Okay, fair enough. I actually thought we'd probably be near enough on par, and we virtually are. I gave it a 6.
6 out of 10.
6 out of 10.
Psychic Warfare by Clutch.
Yeah, just not really what I would choose to listen to, but that doesn't really factor into it. Just that I thought some parts of it, even for the sort of the fan base that they might appeal to, could potentially still stand out and be a bit weird.
Yeah, it's. I won't be searching anymore, but a couple of songs have gone onto my playlist for the future.
Interesting. Yeah. Our Lady of Electric Light.
Yes.
Doom Saloon.
Decapitation Blues for me, man. And probably Sons of Virginia as well. That's probably the third track on for me.
So that is Psychic Warfare by Clutch.
Yeah. Kapow.
Still a good choice. Yeah. It was
solid.
Exactly why we wanted to do this kind of stuff in the first place.
Well, yeah, exactly.
Start
With 5 more
listening to-
music. And
Yeah, man.
I would genuinely recommend it if that's your style of music.
Yeah, 100%.
Which is kind of like-
100%.
I wouldn't say classic rock. It's its own fuck
It's,
is it?
I don't know. It's kind of like,
bluesy rock.
well, the first sort of genre that came to mind for me was like stoner rock, almost like kind of the heavy vocals and the heavy guitar with the sort of like shallowed out drums kind of thing. That's the sort of vibe it gave for me. Like Down is like a stoner sort of.
I didn't get a vibe of heavy vocals.
No, not heavy vocals as such, but just that they're not like sung either. They're kind of growled.
Yeah,
like
they're kind of
growly sung.
spoken at times as well.
Yeah, exactly. Just I would have put them down towards more of a stoner metal, stoner rock metal kind of vibe for me.
Yeah, fair. So 7 out of 10, 6 out of 10
That is
Topic.
Psychic Warfare, and our
topic
fucking topic.
of music videos. So
Yes.
there's a lot of music videos in the world. You should know about that. So we're just going through the ones that came to fucking mind first. So I found I've got a long list, and I found a lot of them are from the same band, but a lot of them have different stories to them. So we'll go through some music
rewrote this
videos.
list twice because of how long it ended up being. I said to you originally, like, shit, I don't think I have enough videos. And then I started thinking, like, oh, okay, I really hate that video. Oh, okay, I like this video. And I started asking people for suggestions, and I was like, oh, shit, yeah, thanks for reminding me about that fucking video.
Right, okay, excellent.
So
gonna
I fine-tuned mine.
I'm going to start off with a deep fucking music video. And that is the music video for Johnny Cash's Hurt.
I've never seen it.
Watch it.
Why is... Because I know
Watch
the
it.
song and...
Feeling ready for something.
No.
Because it's the music,
No.
you have to watch it now. For research purposes. The
Okay.
music video for Johnny Cash's Hurt, it is him... I think it's in an old museum of Johnny Cash's. Right, so when he was back alive at the time.
Yeah.
And it's him looking old and frail as fuck.
I think we have spoken about this before.
Yeah. He's looking old and real frail. And if you've not heard the song Hurt, go do that as well. It's yes, it's a Nine Inch Nails song, but the music video is by Johnny Cash, so therefore I am correct. Thank you, Katrina. It is a Nine Inch Nails song. Most people think that they
It's the
covered
other
it
way round,
from Johnny,
yeah.
but no, Johnny covered it from then.
I think this is what has spurred our conversations about this.
Probably,
before.
yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, he's just an old mess, and he's got his wife with him, and he kind of just, for a lot of the video, he'll just sit there and he'll just sing the vocals. But the place is a mess. It's his old. It's like an old museum with like loads of memorabilia around, and throughout the video you'll get little bits where it shows the young Johnny Cash, and you just that along with the vocals you see kind of what his life was and how it is now. And I think this was mere months before his wife died. I might be wrong on that. However, it's intense. It's very intense.
Sounds fucking emotional.
Yeah, it is.
So, okay, I will probably give it a go.
I'll watch it before I leave.
Yeah, all right, I'm down because yeah, I need to.
You
Sort
need a friend, man. You need a friend.
I might. So obviously that kind of sets a theme. Then I wasn't going to do these in order. I just sort of like jotted them down. So that kind of sets a theme of sort of epic depictions, if that makes sense, like a tale being told kind of thing. So I will go on to talk about Bother by Stone Sour.
Yes, on my list.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Fucking mate, that video gets me every time.
Every time.
Every time.
No, it's real, isn't it?
It is. It's really fucking just epic. And the one thing that has always got me from the minute I watched that video is right at the end. What's with the
ring.
Spider-Man
Yeah.
ring? That's so sick. Like, his dad was a Marvel fan as well.
It must have been one of the first rock music videos I saw, I think. Maybe no, maybe that's a bit too late.
Yeah, I was going to say, that must be far too late.
Having said that, when I was younger I didn't have Sky TV, so I had no music video use. Phones weren't as they are now, so I might actually be right. I've probably heard a bunch of songs before then, but in terms of actual music videos, I think I might be right.
Mad. Not a bad place to start, really.
No, it's pretty good. The
Not
one
a
I
bad
remember
place to
before
start.
that is the Rasmus in the Shadows and Bring Me to Life. by
That's the
Evanescence.
kind of shit where I remember picking up music videos and then becoming a thing. But yeah, I think that is an epic sort of depiction of exactly what kind of message the song is portraying. And realistically, by definition, that kind of should be what a music video is.
Yeah, I agree.
What are you giggling about?
Nothing at all. No, I think it's a great music video. Sticking with Stone Sour, Through Glass,
Yes.
also very good music video. How
Yeah.
everything's moving around them and they're just dealing with it. Mm-hmm. Tells a good little story along with the music video, with the song itself.
I like the whole like actual people and 3D movement to then cardboard cutouts.
Yes,
Things. That's really
yeah.
fucking
Because it's like a
smart.
little party scene in the flat, isn't it?
And the message behind it as well. The message behind it is just that, everything's like kind of plastic and fake, even when it's being portrayed as like real in front of you, kind of thing.
It's really interesting, those little notes.
Do you know, he actually wrote that song when he was in hospital with like severe food poisoning or some shit like that.
Didn't
And
know
all
that.
he had was like the TV on in his hospital room, and all he could see was just like fake ass plastic celebrities that he's like forced to rub shoulders with when he goes to like events and stuff like that, which I thought is kind of like fair enough. Like,
I'm going to do mine like kind of sections of bands. So keeping in with storytelling, Five Finger Death Punch, to their credit, are great at telling stories.
Wrong Side of Heaven, man.
Wrong Side of Heaven and Coming Down. So both of those tell a very important story. So with Wrong Side of Heaven, it's a good like 8-minute video for like a 5-minute song, and it's about veterans that are homeless and shit in America.
Which is a fucking massive, massive problem.
Yeah,
over there.
it really is. So it tells a story about that, and there's not really much you can say about these two videos other than it shows vets, and obviously
Epic, though,
there's
like
actors
in-
as well.
yeah.
As well. But it really, and at the end it will give you a note to say how to donate or to who to speak to, kind of thing. And the same with Coming Down, which is a song about suicide.
Yeah.
And it depicts two people, a boy and a girl, well, teenagers, boy and girl, going to kill themselves in different ways, and then how they get turned around by somebody, or they needed that chat, and it gives what's the American version of Samaritans? National Suicide Helpline.
Something like that, yeah, but that was just gross.
I know what you're talking about. So, suicide. So it's just really good. They put a message across that will help people, and give a fuck if you like the band. If they're doing that, that's props.
Yeah, for sure. I'm just having a look through here to see if any of mine are actually of a similar sort of thing. But no, I think I've spoken about most of my sort of like emotive videos.
A bunch of mine more fucking emotional.
Well, we'll come back to those because
Yeah,
I feel
yeah.
like we might need a little
Just
break.
stagger
there.
a bit.
Yeah,
Let's make it a little bit happier.
So, to shift things along to a different direction then, what's your sort of stance on animated music videos, if they're done like properly?
Are we talking breaking the habit?
We are.
Okay.
To name one of a few though, I do have a few on here just in case we did make a
It's
little mini topic out of it.
Got to be done properly. Mm-hmm. I'm usually not keen, but Breaking the Habit by Linkin Park and Ghost Walking by Lamb of God are two music videos animated that just work.
For me, other notable ones are Disturbed's cover of Land of Confusion.
I don't think I've seen the video for that.
Oh, dude, it's so cool.
Okay.
Yeah, you should definitely watch that. Other animated ones. Oh, fucking Freak on a Leash.
That crossed my mind, but that's one that didn't make it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Very interesting. I fucking love it. I think it's brilliant.
Okay.
But yeah, so they're just to name a few sort of animated ones that I thought were pretty cool. And then sort of a close subject to that, I guess, would be sort of ones that depict silliness in like through costumes and shit like that as well. Like some of those can be quite standout for me.
That just makes me think of pop punk, and I don't like that.
No, you see now there are probably ones that you could think of that would fall into like a negative list as well. But ones that I feel like are worth a good note are "I Want to Break Free" by Queen. Where he's just walking around dusting and shit. Come on, that is Freddie Mercury on a normal Saturday.
He was when I was being filmed.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It was actually the paparazzi.
Yeah.
Fucking Learn to Fly by Foo Fighters as well.
Is that the aeroplane one?
Yeah.
Of course it's Learn to Fly.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
fucking jokes.
Fair.
Man. I love it. One of the only reasons that I occasionally still listen to Girls Don't Like Boys by Good Charlotte is because of the video with like 70-year-old hoodlums running around throwing milkshakes at cars and shit.
Yes.
Like,
That's actually reminded me of a Mode Step music video for Sunlight. It's literally... I'm not really a massive fan of Mode Step, even though I was at their first gig at Download. But there's like a couple of grannies and grandpas, and they just get up in the morning, go out driving like twats, drinking, loads of women, drugs, sex. It's just like they're literally at least 80.
That's the way to live life. 12 Foot Ninja are another band that are definitely worth noting for that. And if you don't know the band, they're metal, and then they're kind of folky, and then they're kind of Spanish acoustic rock, and then they're kind of anything else that you can think of. They're a band that literally, like, in one song they'll go from having like a verse or something. I really wish we could play music because so many people probably don't know who they are. But they are literally, like, you'll listen to one of their songs. I'll link you in one of their songs later on, and it's literally, it will go from being like a really sort of normal metal drums, kind of like heavy guitar sounding thing, to suddenly this like really acoustic, spinny little kind of thing. And it's literally like they'll change their costumes on the video to fit like what they're doing at the song. So they'll go from wearing all black and like fucking like ninja-y sort of looking outfits to then suddenly all dressed up with like pork pie hats on, hula shirts and fat cigars with like fake mustaches and shit like that. And I just think, yeah, for the style of music that they seem to be able to pull off so fucking well, the costumes and stuff really works for them.
I'm going to kind of generalise my next pick. So
Okay.
this is my dislike list.
Okay.
Okay, so one thing I get that not what's the word, funding. I get that the budget can be quite short sometimes for bands. So with lesser bands, I understand it. But when big bands have thousands spent on a music video, and then they go to a room, record their video,
Yeah.
and that's it, and you're like, what was the point? You've spent fuck all on a video, it looks shit, just so you can release it as a single, because you kind of need a music video for a single these days.
Yeah.
So one, I can't remember which song it is, but Bullet have done it a few times, I believe.
Scream Aim Fire, which is on my negative list for
Right.
just that. Scream Aim Fire is such a fucking powerful song, and yet they're all just stood in a warehouse like singing it. Mm-hmm. It's about fucking like going to war and shit. Like,
Yeah.
You don't want to just see people stood there in a warehouse like, we don't like war,
Yeah.
we hate war, you should hate it too, sing if you're with me, and then like, no. Like when the
exactly.
lyrics are like, I'm going over the fucking top, like,
mean,
and I'm gonna kill people, and I'm probably gonna die in the process and get blown up and shit. Like,
All
no.
you had to do...
Show me some limbs.
There's two music videos, one I'll go into towards the end, and one that's not on my list. Right, so the one that's not on my list is, for example, just the first one that came to mind is God Damn by Avenged Sevenfold. Right, they filmed it in a room, but they did something with it. They invited 200 fans to be part of the video,
Yeah.
and they did some like trippy shit on the video as well. They didn't just do it.
Say what you want about Shikari, but that's one of the only reasons why Sorry You're Not a Winner doesn't actually fall into the negative list for me, is because they invited their fans out to go and do it with them. And I can deal with it once, right? But back in the early days, I've actually put down on here, like Shikari, early days, videos were pants.
Yeah.
Because all they did was just either rent a house out and have like a house party and play live for their music video, or they'd go and set up a tiny little stage out in the middle of a field somewhere, invite like 20, 30 people to come and bop around in front of them.
And that was the video.
And that was the video. And
Born and raised, Alexis on Fire. Is it Alexis on Fire or is it Alex is on Fire? I think it's
I've
Alexis.
heard it's Alexis
Yeah,
on
I think
fire.
it's Alexis on Fire.
If you say Alex is on fire, that's just, well, for you. That might be...
Yes! Fuck you, Alex! You little cunt. He'll never watch this, but that's fine.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Yes.
Other sort
I've
of-
not seen that music video, to be honest, Katrina.
No,
heard
me
the
either,
song.
sorry. Other sort of notable ones where really big and famous people have just done shit with a music video. And this was actually a suggestion put forward by Erica Davies, so thank you very much for that.
Erica Davies.
Yeah.
Is that her last name?
No. Yeah, but not on Facebook.
Oh, okay.
Phil Collins, In the Air Tonight.
I don't think I've seen the actual music video, you know.
It's just his head. If you've ever seen him do an interview, you've seen that video. like, it's just his head. And the thing is, if you're going to do a video where you're basically like this for most of it, you don't want lyrics that are... When you're a bald man, you don't want lyrics that sound so much like, I can feel me combing through my hair tonight. When I don't fucking have any. Like,
Excellent.
do you know what I mean? Like, I just thought that's always struck me as a little bit weird, and it wasn't until Erica pointed it out the other day that I was like, actually, do you know what? Yeah, I agree.
It's going on the list.
That's fucking mad.
You just made the list.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll go back to the emotive ones for a minute now then, because I do have another Bullet song to talk about, and that is All These Things I Hate. Mm-hmm. That video is fucking powerful.
Yeah, it is very good.
Yeah, it's very good in the nicest way possible, if that makes sense. Like, considering it's such a fucking horrible kind of. It's not a horrible song. I love the song.
Yeah,
I
great
fucking
song.
adore the song, but it's about a horrible thing.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And for them to be able to do a video that sort of sits with the emotion that the song carries is fucking impressive, to be honest. Considering that they're not actors, and alright, they're paid actors in that, but like they're obviously in it as well, and they look just as miserable as the people that are dying. So
I'm laughing.
just throwing it out there.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely another one. Have you got another emotive one to talk about?
I've got. Well, I'm keeping all bands in one place. This is my first time to talk about Avenged Sevenfold.
Yeah.
So I tried to keep it to low mounts.
I know
so
one that's definitely got.
I've only got 3.
Oh,
they're all pretty emotive. Now, probably my favourite music video, excluding So Far Away, because I can't not say it's my favourite. It means
It's
a
the
lot.
Rev. It's the Rev.
Yeah. So Seize the Day.
Yes.
It's not emotive.
Yes, it fucking
Okay.
is.
Yes, it is. Okay. So
Yes,
the
it
story
fucking
basically
is.
tells.
He's playing guitar in his coffin. Like,
It's true. It's true. Yeah. It's so. Anywho, right. The story basically tells of the band go rob a store. M Shadow's wife, who wasn't his wife or girlfriend at the time. I don't think
no,
it
it was
was
just
girlfriend.
the manager, wasn't she?
No, she was just a friend and the merch girl originally.
Oh,
More
okay.
of that on the special plugging. And they go rob a store. M Shadow gets caught. He goes to jail. His wife is pregnant. She gets pissed off. This is a very quick rundown of the video. Then the song just stops, which doesn't do the album. It's on the video, the song just stops, and this massive van crashes into her, and it's fucking powerful.
Every single time,
Every time
man.
you watch, you like, dude.
And then just straight back into the season game.
Yeah,
It's
and
just
he's
like,
in jail.
Oh.
There's a nude scene for the ladies if you want to see M Show's ass. And then the funeral scene. A lot of people rip it because it's similar to November Rain, I believe.
No, it's not.
The amount of people probably outweigh you at the minute, but from what I've heard,
Yeah, definitely, and I can understand why. Oh, okay, he's playing on his coffin. We haven't seen that before.
yeah. But Sinister Gates plays on M Shadow. Is it M Shadow's coffin? No, because he doesn't die.
No, it'll be
It's Valerie's coffin.
yes.
Yeah.
So, which is kind of weird.
Yeah. But on a good note, you can see to the end of the video, she has the kid before she dies
Yes,
because the kid walks away, and it's just really.
she's pregnant, by the way.
Yeah, I did mention that. Yeah, it's just fucking intense.
It is mad. It's fucking crazily.
All 3 videos I mentioned are pretty intense as well.
Go on.
So the other one is Nightmare,
Yeah.
which is the first video released after Rev's death. They don't feature Aaron, the drummer, in it. He never featured him. Oh, he did in the House of King album, but not on Nightmare. And either way, it was not Mike Portland anyway. My
I was gonna
apologies.
say, yeah.
And
But he wouldn't. I don't think he wanted to be in their videos anyway, did he?
I don't actually know. That was never discussed.
Mad.
That's the thing. You won't see the special because no one knows, apart from them, I guess. But I don't think it would have even been discussed. I think he was gone. That's it. Just leave it. And it's based on one of the Rev's favourite films, which is Jacob's Ladder. And it
Oh,
goes,
really?
yeah.
Oh, mad.
And which is weird because not many people know that film, but I used to watch it quite a fair bit as a kid, which is probably why I'm so fucking deranged. Cheers, mum. And they go through the asylum. So M Shadows is stuck to the stretcher, like in a
Yeah,
straitjacket
yeah,
kind of
yeah.
thing. And
He's like strapped to it, isn't he?
yeah, and a lot of the things actually go off. There's a few things that go from the Afterlife video, which not many people notice. But when Zaki's dancing with the skeleton, it's the same scene as when he's dancing with his girlfriend in the Afterlife video. Normally people don't make that correlation, but it's the same kind of, it's the same dance, it's the same style. So it's all set up from there.
That's fucked up.
Yeah.
I did not spot that.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
so good. I'm gonna go back and watch that shit.
Yeah, it's
now.
interesting as shit, man.
That's really cool.
But you'll see other little things as well. So the Rev was shit scared of tarantulas. In the Afterlife video, he put the tarantulas on his face. In the Nightmare video, there's tarantulas crawling over rusted drum sets. There's the Reverend that goes past M Shadows holding the Rev, the little cross. So there's loads of little links to the Rev. And obviously at the end, the last picture is his drum set with like a beacon of light behind it. So it's like as if he sat there, which is deep as fuck, man. When I first saw that, I had no words. That happened with both. I've put in more words than my next video, which will, again, is obvious. But the Nightmare video takes you through a journey of what the fuck's going on. It's the same as, it's a tribute to the Rev, but at the same time it's showing the band like, where are we? We don't know what we're doing. We're going insane without the Rev.
Yeah.
And that's the story it tells, so it means a lot to
I was
me.
going to say, it really does sort of paint the picture of the grief that they were kind of
Yeah.
feeling. It kind of encapsulates it in a way that the song does really well on its own, and the video does really well on its own. Put them together, and it's like, oh my days.
It's killer, yeah. The final video for Avenged Sevenfold is, of course, So Far Away.
Mate, I struggle. Still to this day, I struggle.
The first time I watched it,
It's
I
the
had
actual
no words.
footage. It's the actual footage
So-
of him. Like, nah, man.
I
I
would've-
can't deal.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
can't fucking deal.
I would have held that. So there's a bit of information coming up about the footage, which I was going to leave for the special, but it's the moment now, so we're doing music videos. We're going to go in depth as possible. But first of all, they found a couple of bands of kids. So I think the older kids in the video
Yep.
are an actual band, or a good few of them are a band, and a couple of others not, because they need to fit the look of it.
Yeah.
But they had. So if you ever watched the All Access DVD as much as I have, you remember certain things. So that bit where the kid who's playing the Rev runs out the store stealing alcohol, that's the thing that happened. I'm sure the carving of Jimmy into the bench, that's the thing that happened. Him walking across like that, terrorising people, that was a thing that always happened. So it was really cool how they told the story.
a stallion duck.
Not afraid at all. Not afraid at all. And then the footage happens. And of course, like, the actual band are playing in the room. And of course, the fucking bit where they're like fucking around and the Rev pushes them, but instead of the Rev disappearing, the band disappear. And they all kind of disappear. It's crazy, and it's mad. It's a fitting tribute, but when the footage comes on, which
Especially
no one
with
expected,
the music as well, with the soft fucking guitar.
yeah, and then when
stuff,
but
it's just too
that bit
much, man.
where he does the and then they match the Rev footage where he's doing that as well to
Yeah.
fit. I was like, that's fucking perfect. And there's some of those photos always get me. There's one like where Sin and the Rev, who were the best friends.
Yeah.
I think one of them like kissing on the cheek and a hug, kind of like that thing, and that gets me every time. But
And the part where they're all hugging at the end, where he's got his arms around
yeah,
both of them. Kind
yeah.
Of thing.
The thing is, the first time Avenged Sevenfold saw the footage part of the music video was the same time everyone else saw it.
So what,
They-
after it had been released,
They didn't
and
know it
stuff.
was part of it.
So who made the editorial decision to include that?
So there was a director, and they gave their trust to him to do the video. They filmed the parts they filmed, and they said, "We're leaving it with you." Like, that's it. We're done with this. We're done with this. I don't think it was like kind of like, "Oh, we're done with this" kind of thing. It was just like, "We're trusting you with this."
Yeah, it's perhaps a bit too hard for them to really be involved with every moment of
Yeah.
that anyway.
So they must have known there was a good 2-minute block where there was nothing, or maybe they even filmed the whole bit in the room, the whole song probably. But of course, there's a bit where Sinister Gates' guitar usually has SYN on it down the neck, and it had REV. That was like fucking deep as well.
I have still not to this day ever spotted that.
Have you not? No.
So I'm going to watch that.
Yeah.
Mate.
Excellent. So those are my Avenged videos. They're all fucking deep, to be fair,
Yeah.
but they're my favourites.
So far away, man.
So Jimmy,
Madness. Absolute fucking madness. So yeah. Shit.
I mean, if you've got a moment, I'll go straight into a funnier one.
I don't have another moment, no, so I was going to do exactly the same thing, so I'll lead us into some more funny ones.
Excellent.
Holy Diver cover by
Yeah,
Kill
that's
Switch
pretty
Engage.
good. It's not on my
That's-
list.
What? That's such
I
a
don't think
sick
there's any
video.
Kill Switch on my list actually.
That's such a sick video. I fucking love it. They've done it so well. It's like the perfect splice of like, we are epic Viking metal to like, yeah, we're just going to stand around and eat chicken. I love it. It's brilliant. Shit, what else have we got? Long Road to Ruin by Foo Fighters. That's hilarious. I know it's probably you've never seen it, but you should watch the video. It's
Okay.
fucking hilarious. And that's pretty much it for my entire good list that I managed to finalise.
Okay, so I'm going to go for a funnier one. It's not well known. It's Peep Show by Sixth.
Okay.
So there's this dude wakes up in bed, and he gets out of bed and then goes to the bathroom. I may be missing some fine details, but he starts bleeding from the nose,
Okay.
and then maggots are coming out of his nose. He's picking the maggots out.
That's grim.
And it just goes on like that for about 2.5 minutes of the song. And then you see him get his suit on, and he just walks out of home base, and he's been using the home base bathroom the whole time.
That's
Like,
brilliant.
the way it's done is just great because you don't notice it until the last 5 seconds. Just kind of does things off, and he just walks off, and you see a open home base. And he's just like, okay, he's just been bleeding, fucking everywhere in home base. Brilliant.
Fantastic. Now home base is full of maggots.
Yeah, great.
Lush.
No.
That's just so weird.
Some other funnier videos.
Go for it, because then I'm going to move on to my breakers.
Your breakers. I'm going to obviously both songs here. So the funny one by Rammstein is Mindland. It's just them in an American beach style setting, just doing the fucking weirdest shit. That's pretty much all I'm going to say about it. You can't say much more than that, other than it's just fucking weird. But Rammstein for Shock Factor. Now, this is not the shockiest one, but Pussy by Rammstein. Have you seen the music video? You won't find it on Scuds. You won't find it on Kerrang. You won't find it on YouTube. It is 18 plus, and it's only allowed on porn sites. It's a literal porn. You see everything: cocks, balls, vag, tits, everything. And it's just all 5 members or 6 members, whatever it is, just getting their dick away and fucking and releasing a music video. It's
Fair
really
enough.
fucking weird. So yeah, if you like,
That's metal as fuck.
if you like porn, go check it out. I'll go advertise that to anyone.
If you like Rammstein, maybe you still do.
Yeah,
That's so fucking weird. I had no idea.
you've got to see it one day, just at least once. Everyone's got to see it once.
I'm literally the minute you guys are gone. You not so much.
Well, I'm out of here.
Right, so my breakers. Let's move on to some videos that I really just don't care for.
Fire away.
Rockstar by Nickelback.
The fucking whole song is shit.
Oh, it is, yeah.
The
And
song should
I guess
burn in
it's
hell.
a fitting swan song to a shit song.
Yeah.
But what the fuck, man? How many of the celebrities do you think that they got to be part of that? How many of them do you think said, like, yeah, if you pay me like $1,000 or $2,000?
Oh yeah, the budget
Like,
was high for that.
If you
bullshit.
basically pay for my blow for tonight, then sure, I'll come and be in your music video for 10 seconds.
Yeah, probably.
Disgraceful. Absolutely fucking disgraceful. It's a poor effort.
Just can't stand the song. It's such a rip-off. It's not
I
a
mean,
rip-off,
it
sellout.
fucking is.
Bullshit.
Other fucking just bullshit videos that go with relatively bullshit songs across the board. Cherry Pie by Warrant.
Not seen the video.
Ugh.
I can imagine how corny it is though.
Again, another suggestion from Erica. My God. The drummer as well. I don't know if the drummer was on some fucking damn good speed or some shit, but he's literally, for the whole video, he's just sat at the back like this. All teeth. Just like
Right.
playing away like that, and it's just like,
Gotta
what
get those
the
teeth out.
fuck are you doing? Like, so that drives me nuts. And other bands like Whitesnake, pour some sugar on this shit as well. Like, the videos to those kind of songs just do my head in, where they're all just stood there like puffing their hair out and shit. Like, here I go again on my own.
Oh, right, yeah.
Fuck all of that. Like, it's the same sort of thing that you said earlier, like when a big band just go and like hire a room or something and film their video. All of those bands basically just hired a hall that they would have played a gig in, invited no one, and played to no one, and filmed their video that way.
The issue's not with the fact that you obviously have a high budget and don't use much of it. You can use almost no money and make a solid music video. It's having that money and just going, fuck 'em.
Yeah, it's having the money to do it and not spending it on it, which is already like, well, okay, that's fair enough, but you better pull it out of the bag. And then, yeah, like you said, the attitude of like, meh. No, like, it's the music that counts, mate. It's like, well, don't release a video for it then.
We want a single.
So yeah, there's that. I'm going to talk about one that is really probably controversial as fuck for some people, especially some people that I have a feeling are going to watch this in a room. Awesome.
She meant that the thing was just in a room that we mentioned earlier, like we're just talking about now.
Oh, right, okay, I see. Yeah, now that I'm actually looking and it's the same person that's commented as above.
Controversial.
So good. One by Metallica.
Yeah,
I
that's
do
controversial.
not like that video.
That's controversial.
I don't like it.
That's fine.
For me, and perhaps it is a little bit biased, but for me, it just brings back memories of being forced to watch those kind of films when I was a kid.
Right, okay.
Whenever I'd get dragged to my grandparents' house or something and they'd be watching something like that. Like, Who the fuck wants to watch a 3-hour film of a guy with a mask over his face going insane because he can't tell when he's awake and when he's asleep? I get the premise.
Really like the music video. It's not on my list. It's not one up there, but
I get the premise behind it, and I get why it fits with the music to a degree. But why include so many like inserts from the actual film itself? Why not just have it as like the video?
Yeah.
That just annoys me when it's like 5 or 10 seconds of a song once, it's fine. But when it goes in and out of the film and the song,
it does prolong the song a bit. I get that. Yeah.
Too much. I don't really like the song either. But that's really controversial. So yeah, any sort of negatives that you want to?
Yeah, I'll go through the only two specific ones I have, and that's "Teenagers" by MCR.
I knew that.
We mentioned it a couple of weeks back because it was. I don't like the song, but I remember when I was younger, this music video made me like the song so much less that I actually just turned to dislike. I liked it before, I thought it was alright, and then I saw the music video, and that's what we were saying before a couple of weeks back.
That's kind of what triggered this topic,
sometimes a music video can make or break a song, and on this occasion, I would say it broke the song. And
the song wasn't exactly like standing on its own 2 feet very well anyway, in your estimation.
No, it was. No, I liked it. It was one of the lower lights, but yeah, no,
fair enough.
And one thing that really jumped out to mind for a shit music video, "Vermilion Part 2" by Slipknot. It's just a girl waving around like a bag for 4 minutes. There's nothing else to it.
Waving around like a bag caught in the wind.
Yeah, it's like, oh, there she goes over the wheat fields. Well, there's Theresa May.
I knew that was coming.
It's just
when he said Wheatfield, I was just like, oh god.
It's just so boring. Like that.
No, I agree.
That I like less than watching a band play.
Yeah,
because
for sure.
You've gone out your way to put visual effects in, and it looks so fucking shit. After the amazing video of Vermilion Part 1 with the face masks, that they have like the mask of their actual face. That was sick.
And the whole fucking trippiness of her walking through the streets and shit. And
The
streets going at like a rapid rate, and she's like,
oh, it's all crazy. She turned into a fucking plastic bag. Netto style.
Neto's
Cheap
music
and
video.
dead 10 years ago.
Yeah, that's the one.
Fucking awful.
Just trying to see if I've got anything that sort of matches that. Fucking Andrew K, We Want Fun.
WK.
Yeah, that's the one. Fucking, just why?
Is that the one with Jackass lot in it?
I don't know. I have a feeling like it might be. In which case,
going crazy. I'll put that video.
I just don't. Maybe it is because I really don't like the song either. But like, it was played so much when I was heavily watching Scuzz all the time. It was played so much that when I would hear it start up, it just got to the point where I would turn the channel over straight away because I heard it so much. I saw the video so much. I get the premise behind it, but if you want to watch Jackass, go and watch Jackass. I love Jackass. I really love Jackass, but I just meh. It just didn't. Yeah, it just annoyed me. I remember it really annoying me back in the day. Any video where they play seriously in the rain, that kind of bugs me.
To
a degree.
Okay, fair enough.
To a degree. I love the rest of the video.
But the song it makes sense for the song.
It kind of does, and that's why it's its own saving grace in that sense. But I mean, like songs like Palanic's Laughter by Fight Star, which you probably have never heard the song, but they're literally just like playing a song that has nothing to do with rain or anything like that, or maybe it's like, I don't know who Palaniuk is, it's some crazy fucking emperor dude or some shit, I don't know, but perhaps there is something to do with rain, but you don't get that from the lyrics that are actually sung. It's just all about like, there's a very desperate feel to the song, so it kind of makes like an emotional sense, but that's really like underlying connotations kind of thing. On the surface of it, all you've got is these people singing a really seriously like emotive and powerful song in the rain where their guitars wouldn't work. And like they're literally dripping with water and stuff. Please stop farting on the podcast.
I don't know what you're talking about, sir. I'm professional.
Do you know what I mean? So yeah, that really bugs me, and I am sorry, but Tears Don't Fall to a degree must fall under that same category, even though I love the song and I love the video.
To a degree, I'll accept that.
It
makes
bugs
sense.
me. It bugs me.
You just fucking hate rain.
No, I'm alright with the rain. The rain's fine. Me and the rain are cool. I'm alright with the rain. The fucking rain, man.
Right. So I'm gonna continue with following on from my last shit one.
Yeah.
And just cover Slipknot for the good ones.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, so Dead Fucking Memories.
Yes.
The music video is great.
Yes.
It's just Corey Taylor going through each room and each member is doing something weird and sadistic, or
And it's brilliant.
it's fucking great.
It's just brilliant.
Simple,
Simple, but
yeah,
fucking brilliant.
simple and brilliant. I can't really comment more on that. Devil and I.
Never seen it.
Fuck me, we're watching that before I go as well.
Is that the one that they released first out of the Grey Chapter? Is that
No,
the-
that's negative one.
Okay, then yeah. I remember that video being a bit like, what?
Devil and I, it's...
I think I must have seen it like once, but I couldn't tell you what happened. So yeah,
We'll,
we'll watch
maybe
it.
not watch it, but we'll watch her at least. But with Devil and I, it's... Didn't really grasp me at first, probably because the fucking album's awful.
Mm-hmm.
But the video, and the fucking song, I love the song as well now. It's them coming into this like room/chamber style thing with all their old masks on. And you know how every album they change their masks and kind of stuff like that. They're coming in with their old masks on, and then playing, and they eventually kill themselves, or they all kill themselves in one particular way. I was about to say Joey. It's not Joey, obviously. It's
The new drummer.
no, they're in the music video. No, it's Seven.
Right.
Big Seven.
Yeah.
He just
Nick
rips his
Thompson.
face off, and it just the graphics, the gore on it, the effects,
The special effects
look
and stuff, CGI.
fucking incredible.
Yeah, okay.
And then right at the end, Clown, I believe, sets himself on fire and then hangs himself.
That's mad.
Yeah, it's all deep, and then they're kind of like there with their new masks on while they're playing. So it's kind of like it's a whole thing. It's the first album since Joey got sacked and Paul died, and it's kind of showing a rebirth. Like we're leaving that behind. We know what's happened. It sucks that Paul died, of course, and to the fans, it sucks that Joey's gone. And this is us. We realise this is still part of us. It's still here. That's why it's made it into the music video. But this is also us moving on. That was what made the music video stand out to me. One of the best music videos, maybe, of all time.
Okay.
And the only other Slipknot one... Duality. Don't think I've even written it down, but Duality, the fucking massive riot inside a house.
Yeah, brilliant.
Fucking brilliant.
It is brilliant. Again, simple but brilliant.
Yeah.
Works extremely well for the song.
Yeah.
I think other Slipknot ones that are definitely worth a mention. I quite like Psychosocial's video, to be fair. It's simple again.
Yeah,
really
nothing really
simplistic.
stands out for me on that one.
I quite like it. Left Behind. Now that is a fucking awesome video. The kid that works at the butcher's and then he goes home and he pours his fucking like dirty ass water over his cereal and shit, and he's living in like the dirtiest conditions ever.
I've seen it. It rings a bell.
It's really good. I don't know. It doesn't really like portray a message very well at all, for that matter. But I thought it was really good. So yeah, awesome. I think that might just about be it off the top of my head for Slipknot ones. But I will, as always, I'll put some in comments if I think of any others that are definitely should have made the cut.
Yeah.
I think there's a strong merit of theirs as a band. To be fair, they do make on the average they make pretty good videos.
Yeah, I would say there's still more to go, but I would say...
Corey Taylor's got that artistic sort of streak in him to help direct that kind of shit, though.
Well, Clown, man. Clown's
Yeah,
the one doing
exactly.
the direction, I think. But back on your comment there about putting stuff in the comments section. This is probably a topic that could come up again. Like a music videos part 2 in a good 6 months to a year plus.
Yeah.
Because more music videos come out, and also there's other ones that I just didn't think of.
Yeah, for sure.
So
That's
take
what I
this-
mean. For the next week or so, we probably won't focus on next week's topic at all, and we'll just be like, "Oh, do you know what one I should have mentioned?" God.
So another one for me. I'm gonna go quick fire through a few bands that got only one pick, one
Okay.
song.
Just before we do fire off into that, then one that I have literally only just thought of that 100% should have made my list. Heart-Shaped Box by Nirvana.
Okay, I've not seen it.
Have you not?
No.
Okay, so to paint a little bit of a picture for you, this is... Have you heard the song? You know the song?
Maybe. I don't know Nirvana that well, man. I'm not really a fan.
Okay.
We'll review them at some point, no doubt, anyway.
Well, this is the thing. So, on my special, which is a few months down the line, you know, when somebody can write their special.
It's a lot of work.
Yeah, I'm
Perfection takes a long time.
What was that? About as much enthusiasm as you seem to be putting into writing.
You should see how much... I've got
I
23
know,
pages.
To be fair, I'm being a cunt. Yeah, the problem is he's actually said, "Come to me with a file this big," and said, "Right, I'm ready to do the special." And I'm like, "No, I'm not sitting here for 5 hours straight talking about Avenged Sevenfold." You could,
I could.
you could.
But it's 8 hours currently, so roll on.
So to paint a bit of a picture, because I will go in depth in terms of the time scales that all of this sort of stuff sits with. Backy in the mouth.
Absolutely.
Fun.
By the way.
So when the song was written and when the video was done, Kurt's at his worst.
Okay.
Like he's
Drug-wise?
Yes, he's insane at this point. He's lost his shit entirely, and obviously, if you don't know the song, some of the lyrics, just to paint some of a picture for the song as well, so that you know how. Listen to it. 100%, like, before you go tonight, we will play Heart-Shaped Box.
What, listen to it before I watch the video, or...?
I mean, you could do that, because that would probably be interesting in itself. I certainly did that, and the first time that I watched the video was after I'd come to learn of how badly he struggled, and I knew when they'd recorded the song and the video. He's so fucked up in it. The message of the song is, you would kind of feel like, he's acting. Like, oh god, he's really good at acting that. I don't think he's fucking acting. I really don't think he's acting. And it's one of those videos where you will have to watch it to really understand what I'm saying.
Okay.
But it is probably, in terms of being in the public eye, it's probably the most revealing he's ever been about his mental side.
Okay.
And I don't even think he meant to do it, to be honest.
Right,
I think he just got so swept up with portraying the message of the song that he didn't realise just how little he was actually, like, putting in.
I mean,
effort.
advertise it well. I'm now wanting to watch the video.
It's fucked up. And to some of the lyrics of the song, just to paint some of a picture for that for you, are, "I wish I could eat your cancer when you turn black." It's
That's
a
nice.
fucking powerful song, and the video will probably, to some minor degree, it's not like a jump scare or anything, but to some degree, psychologically, it will probably scare you a bit.
Okay.
It is a bit like,
It's a challenge.
oh. Just because you'll look at him and you'll think, if this was any other band, if this was any other frontman, I would be like, wow, they've put a lot of work into portraying the message of the song here in the video. With him, you're literally shit scared because you can tell that he's like laughing and smiling manically because he's manic. And there is just a real sense of like, that is actually Kurt Cobain right now, kind of thing. Like, you're literally watching him and it's basically like you're having a bad trip with him. Like,
Right. Excellent.
Watch it. It's fucking wow. Continue.
Was it you next anyway? Or me?
No, that was me. Oh, the only other thing I've got on here are Bring Me videos because Ollie.
Yeah, fair enough.
And Smashing Pumpkins.
2 times you mentioned Hatred for Bring Me, and it's not been me. It's very strange, but I love it.
Smashing Pumpkins as well. There's one song that always used to come on Scuzz where they're like flying through the clouds and shit, and they're on like some weird ship thing flying through the air or some shit like that, and it's all like really, what's the word, like circus sort of show kind of cinematography where it's like a blocky sort of camera.
Right, okay.
It's just awful.
Fair enough. Haven't seen it. Don't plan to. The other ones I have, singular bands. So we have, start off with deep. The music video is not that deep. It's probably because the song is deep. But Ghost of You,
Yeah, man.
MCR, the war scene and the whole dancing. That is, for how old the video is. I know it's not old, but it's a good decade at least now, I think. When they're dancing in the ballroom and the water sweeps in under them and it goes straight into the war scene. That transition of music video is fucking incredible.
It is, man.
I love it. Just the dying, but again,
And you say it's not that powerful a video. I really think it is. Like,
there are some bits
really
where
think
it's
is.
really badly acted at some points. When I think when Mikey Way falls to the floor, he's like, cool man. But when Gerard's singing to the thing and he's just like with pure passion, and then the song ends and he just sits there like, I'm in war, my brother just died. Like, what the fuck? That's deep.
Yeah.
Certain parts are definitely deep of it. I also really like. This suddenly popped in my head the other day. I haven't listened to this band. It's not the only song I know, but Michael Savage used to play it all the time. And it's "Sacrilegious Scorn" by Dimmu Borgir.
Oh, mate, Dimmu Borgir are fucking brilliant.
The video depicts like them arriving at this palace, maybe even heaven. I'm not really sure. And they're like demonic as fuck, of course. It's Dimmu Borgir.
Yeah.
But then they're like,
Have you ever seen the Serpentine Offering video?
no.
You want to see fucking demonic,
Right, okay.
demonic Dimmu Borgir.
But the people like they're watching, and it's hard to explain. It's very powerful in its own way, and you just like you wouldn't fuck with these people if they arrived.
No, absolutely not. Their boots are big enough for me to decide that.
The older looking dudes, like how they'll cut you down or burn you down, and then I believe there's some cross images. Like it's very anti-religious.
Yeah.
It's very intense. Broken Generation by Of Mice and Men. Quite a simplistic.
Never listened to any of their stuff.
That's the song that got me into them. Don't really know many of the songs other than that. But when that came on live at Download last year, I ran and it was fucking beautiful.
Okay.
Maybe the year before. I think it was last year. Anywho, so the song is about, well, it's called Broken Generation. It's how the generation of today is all fixated with their phones and all that kind of stuff. And if you're in the kind of middle generation like me, where
You're having to embrace the technology,
Yeah.
but you're not living by it at the
yeah,
same time.
whereas the generation before us, this is all new to them. We grew up with the technology, so we're going with it. Whereas we appreciate the things before that. The people of this generation, the broken generation, are born into this. This is the norm to wake up at 4 years old and go on a phone. No,
It's fucked up.
But everyone's connected. Everyone's got like a wire, and they're all connected to this main data frame.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
Already, I like that.
Yeah, and it's a lot of it is them just playing, but there's also some storytelling going on around it, and eventually they break down the generator with all these cables, and everyone just gets unplugged. And they're like, oh, and they put their phones down. And everyone's just like, oh shit, there's a whole world around me, and that's a really cool message that I like.
Yeah, it fucking is, because to be fair, it was literally only like the other day that I was speaking to one of my friends who has a child, and they were like, oh yeah, I'm so grateful now that they've got an iPad. This child's like 4.
Yeah,
This
no.
child's like 4 or 5 years old with a fucking iPad. I've never owned an iPad.
No.
And you're telling me that 4 or 5 year old... to be fair as well, when I used to catch a bus to school every day, there was literally a 5 or 6 year old girl that would get on with her mum that had an iPhone.
Yeah,
of
it's
her own.
insane. I've
What
always said
the fuck is wrong
when I
with
have kids,
people?
they're not going to have their first phone till 10.
At least.
And
Yeah,
it's going to be a
that's...
shit phone.
Because to be honest with you, why... less than 10 years old, why are your kids out of your sight long enough to warrant having a phone?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, why don't you know enough about their whereabouts before the age of 10
Yeah,
to warrant
exactly.
them having a mobile?
Well,
Like,
back in the day,
people
you'd
say,
go
oh,
out-
it's for emergencies. Well, no, because I'm going to go and pick that child up from school. I'm going to take it home. When it's going out to play with its friends, I'll know exactly where they are.
Yeah, and they're not going to have a fucking phone with them, just going to get robbed straight away.
Exactly.
So-
I fucking grew up on the Lakes Estate. Like, I know more about that shit than anyone.
Yeah, fuck the broken generation.
Yeah,
Couple more.
Fucking self-obsessed little punks.
So, moving on. Have you got any more?
No, that is me done for music.
So-
Videos.
The video from Mine Hurts Brent by Rammstein. It's also great.
Okay, yeah.
There's a new one where kind of like it's all just creepy shit. But it's all pretty cool. I think that's the one with the kids trapped in the cellar kind of thing. Sounds weird than it meant to.
A little bit.
For
Ian
another
Watkins
deep
video.
one, song you've know that I've been loving recently, Doomsday by Architects.
Yes.
The
yeah.
music video for that, where they're kind of, they start off slow and they're in slight like fragments, but all rather close together. You can still make them out, and it kicks off, and they're all going doing their instruments and playing, and then as the video goes on, the fragments are getting further apart, and you don't really make them out as much anymore. You can tell it's the vocalist doing his stuff. You can tell the guitar, but it's all completely broken fragments, and it just shows how the effects of Tom's death. Yes, usually mess the brothers up. So yeah, pretty fucking deep for that one, in my opinion. Darkness Within by Machine Head.
Never seen it.
Fucking incredible video, up there in my favourite videos of all time. It's Rob Flynn, I believe he's in Prague, and he's wandering around cathedrals, and the imagery throughout the whole thing is fucking amazing.
Okay.
Spoiler alert, if Machine Head get imagery and artwork against Killswitch today, they may just fucking win it, but we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, we will.
In the first part of our tournament, we are on. Now, then, he's going through it. It's a quite religious song, and how music has helped
A
him.
lot of his stuff has sort of like religious undertones, I feel.
Yeah, but they are how music has helped him through life instead of religion.
Yeah.
And it's cool. The imagery is great. There's pretty sure there's a scene with loads of maggots, and halfway through, his shirt gets stripped from him, and a nun starts beating the fuck out of him, like full on beating the fuck out of him with some sort of stick or something. And then there's this scene where there's like, I don't know, there's teenage boys in the field and all these birds fly up, and that looks crazy as well. There's just lots of little imagery scenes that look amazing. I genuinely say, even if you're not a fan of metal, to watch the Darkness Within
It's like
video by Machine
qualitatively
Head.
done, isn't it? Like it's all about the messages that are sort of running underneath what's going on the surface. That's what I find is really good about Machine Head videos.
Yeah, they're great. Definitely their best video. And we are almost finishing off. Currently, I'm at one of probably the funniest ones on my list, and that's Redneck by Lamb of God.
Okay.
Redneck by Lamb of God. Lamb of God, if you don't know them, you probably should.
Yeah,
They are
if you
very
don't know
heavy.
them, we are not your podcast.
They are very heavy, very screaming music, but this music video is set up of a 7-year-old girl's birthday party, and they like set up like usually the dad's the clown. It's like, oh, we're gonna hire this band this time, and they're like, oh, hello, is that Lamb of God? Thinking it's like, oh, a nice childish thing, and they arrive and this massive their like tour truck drives into the party, crushing every little child's toy. And they play on stage, and all these kids are screaming and crying. The parents are going nuts trying to get the kids. And there's one girl, the birthday girl, she just stood there like, yeah, this is
Sick.
pretty fucking awesome. And that's how a 7-year-old's mind got warped for life. She's probably a massive prostitute right now. So, sorry.
Which leads us very nicely to a conclusion, I hope.
We have a couple more, I believe. After this short break. Oh, yes. There's 2 more. So, the most fucked up video. Oh, so I quickly mentioned Marilyn Manson's Take Love is great.
Yes.
But the most fucked up video, it's also kind of hard to find at times. It's very edited on YouTube, I believe. And that is the video for Saint.
Never seen it.
The video... Do it. I will list off now the things that are in Saint. So the Saint video contains quite a few things. It's all messed up. And it does include... self-harm.
Okay.
I don't think this is acting. This is people cutting themselves for a music video.
Okay.
Yeah. Sniffing drugs off the Bible.
Okay.
Lots of gore. There's lots of blood, and that's on top of the self-harm. Full frontal nudity. Sex scenes, like actual sex scenes. I'm pretty sure Manson gets his dick sucked in that one. I'm not sure about that.
Is it by himself?
Not by himself, as the school thing was. Injecting drugs. That may have been acting. I don't know. It's Manson. He may have just
It's probably not.
injected drugs. Someone's going to quickly sort out the vision. Oh, I opened a message. That's unfortunate. And then we have masturbation by Manson. You don't see his dick or anything, but you can tell he's masturbating. I'm not sure he's watching anyone, but he's full on going for it.
Okay.
And then he's puking, and I'm pretty sure that was real as well.
Lovely.
This is all in the space of about 3.5 minutes. It's the most insane video, other than Pussy by Rammstein, that you'll see. Probably even more so, because there's full
I was
frontal
going to say,
nudity here.
if this is like almost just as bad, then surely this isn't on YouTube or anything.
I think I found it on like Vimeo or Dailymotion or whatever it's called.
Gnarly.
And then finishing off with, aside from Avenged Sevenfold, the best cast you will ever find in a music video. And that is Under Attack by Skindred. Because I'm in it. Fucking watch it. About 3 minutes, 10 seconds in, slow-mo headbang, my hair in slow-mo. Oh, that's a sight to see. So go check out Skindred's Under Attack. They got us in to somewhere in London, and it's effectively like just 2 sides. There's the black shirts and the white shirts, no racism involved. And we just they got us doing loads of things. We're running around the stage while they're playing it. This is kind of like in a room kind of thing. They had like kind of street dances, which included Benji Webb's daughter, which was really cool.
That's really awesome.
And it was a nutty video, but I'm in it, and that's really the only reason I'm saying.
Isn't he Welsh?
He is Welsh.
Which is just hilarious for a Rastafarian.
Yeah, he's like a big black guy, and when he sings, he sounds Jamaicanish, right? And then when he talks like, well, hey man, I'm like, what? Just don't talk, just sing. But no, it's fucking excellent. So those are our music videos. We're not going to list them off because that was a lot of them.
That was an awful lot of them. It's getting quite late, but awesome.
It's a longer podcast, though, isn't it?
It fucking is, and we're embracing it.
Yes.
So, without further ado, let us get on to
the
year of the fucking tiger.
So,
by Miles Kennedy. Is this his first pure solo
yes,
debut?
this album was originally written very differently, apparently, maybe up to 10 years ago, and it just didn't fall into place, and then wasn't the right time for him, and it didn't work out, and he carried on with some other Bridge stuff, or maybe got into the Slash stuff. Now he felt with Slash, with Guns N' Roses, with Tremonti, being in his Tremonti band. It's actually called Tremonti, if you weren't aware.
I was not.
In case you think I was like, oh, doesn't know the name. It just worked out well. He hasn't got Slash to do, he hasn't got Alter Bridge to do. Now's the time. So he started writing
What
stuff
are
again.
Alter Bridge doing at the minute? They're just on a break.
On a break. So Miles can do this and Tremonti can do Tremonti.
Fair enough.
Yeah. And then after this is toured and Tremonti have toured, I believe it's back to Alter Bridge.
Amazing. Which hopefully means new album for us to do
and
maybe in
a
about a
fucking
year's
download
time.
headline spot like they deserve.
Yeah,
After
that
that Royal Albert,
fucking time, mate.
Royal Albert Hall show.
Yeah, well, we won't go into that because
No,
we
I
already
just
have
mentioned
done.
that's what we're done for.
So-
Calm down, don't worry about the time, Rob, it's okay.
I want to talk about this
I'm going to
because
start off with the lower category. I've got 4 categories as I mentioned before the podcast, and I'm going to put down as the least. I'm going to throw it there. I like every fucking song. Mm-hmm. I like every fucking song.
I have not got a bad word to say
Took
about
a
any
good
of them.
few listens, but I'm going to start off with one of the lowest tracks, and that is Year of the Tiger.
What is it about this song that rubs you up wrong?
Okay, so I hadn't decided when I told you that the other day. There's a bit at the end where it's like like 10 times, right? And it just stops for a few seconds each time. I'm like, doesn't really add to the song. And the lyrics start off all right over
Are you sure
it.
your Spotify just hadn't crashed?
No,
or
I've
something?
heard it many times on YouTube as well, okay? And the lyrics that go over it just don't fit as well. Like, it doesn't sound right. But I didn't decide that it was one of my least favourite songs at that point.
It was just something that stood out that kind of bugged you about the song.
Yeah,
wasn't it?
and after listening to it a couple more times over the last, about 3 more times over the last 2 days, maybe even 4, I've rinsed this album, it still didn't jump out at me. So,
I mean, as an opening track, it's a bit.
yeah, it's just as a track, yeah.
I
like it.
liked it. Yeah, exactly. I liked it, but it wasn't overly special.
No.
The rest of the album, on the other hand, pretty much is. But yeah, go on. Let's go through this topic by
in
topic.
that category, still, there's one song, Blind Faith. Thank fuck I remember that. I've been thinking about it for that password. What are we doing? Podcast. Nailed it. Right. So, for those new people that decided to like the page in the last week, thank you
Go
so
ahead
much.
and just unclick.
Oh, by the way, just quick, fucking happy 5th birthday.
Yeah,
5th
motherfucker.
birthday this week.
Happy 151 likes.
Yeah, motherfucker. So,
So you were going to say something about Blind Faith?
yeah, that's not one of the big ones for me either. That's in the lowest category. Just nothing jumped out. Again, I like every song. I want to point that fucking clearly. I like every fucking song.
Motherfucking clear as daylight, motherfucker.
And the only other one that didn't jump out as well is Mother.
Yes.
But I feel like I want to listen to it more because I feel like with a title like Mother, it's about his mother, funny enough.
Well-
and I want to learn more about it. So I need to, like I said the other day, I need to really get a lyric book out and go for it.
The funny thing is, when I sat down to actually finally write a score for this, and I went through track by track again and wrote down the bits and bobs and stuff, I'd already listened to the album about 3 times by this point. But it was on Sunday, which for those of you that were under a rock somewhere was Mother's Day. So for me, I actually really liked that. It did speak to me on a level that I was already in tune with due to the day, and it's just sung to fucking perfection.
What Mother?
All of it.
Okay.
All of it, but yes. But yeah, so, I mean, bam, straight into eargasms for me. Year of the Tiger is feasibly a weaker song. Still fucking love it.
Yeah,
Still think it's brilliant.
enjoy
Still,
it.
literally by the end of the song, was still like, oh my god. Let's go. Let's go. Fucking.
We've got to point out if you're a Miles Kennedy, I'm fucking up words. If you're a fan of Miles Kennedy, through Alter Bridge or Slash or even his older stuff like
This
Mayfield 4.
may not be for you.
No, I would disagree because it's for us and we're fans of his usual stuff. Just expect that it's very fucking different. It's got a lot of bluesy, jazzy, even country feels at times.
You know, for me though, the thing that I found instantly relatable to this is the fact that it's Miles K.
Yeah,
And
of
it's
course.
his voice.
I love Miles Kennedy. His voice
is
the best
impeccable.
voice in rock.
Yes, it's impeccable. Like,
Does things to me that shouldn't do things to me. So I think what we'll do,
so basically, if he did like a pairing with Sinister Gates and Zaki,
I would die.
you
I would fucking gone,
the
man.
blood would rush from your head. Like,
Sort of blood that's rushing out somewhere. Right. I think what we'll do is I'll go with my 3 categories, next 3 categories, and then get your opinions on those songs as we go.
yeah, sure.
So the next ones that are like good, but not quite the top 2, are Ghost of Shangri-La,
Yeah, okay.
Devil on the Wall.
What, that you didn't quite like it? Or that...
It's the third one up.
Okay, yeah, yeah.
I think I'm missing one. Actually, yeah, Devil on the Wall.
Yep.
Although I feel like that's up the top of that part.
Right, okay, yeah.
Then we have Haunted by Design-ish. That's at the lowest of that pile. There's a really good bit in it, for me anyway, where it stops and then kind of goes into a country feel. And it really first time I heard it, and ever since, made me think about Shania Twain. I was like, she's definitely got a bit in a song like that, so I thought that was really cool. And Songbird.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on.
Yeah, I mean, for me, Songbird was kind of like the real thing that I found myself thinking when I listened to that was just like, he's just so seasoned. He's so seasoned as a musician.
Yeah.
Like, he's just brilliant. I feel like I've been so biased with this because I literally, like, the minute I put it on and I just spent the whole time like...
Just in utter joy.
Yeah.
Alright, so there's 2 songs in the second category that didn't just make it to top, but they're better than the rest. And that is Turning Stones. Took me a good few listens to get into that, but once I was into it, I was fully into it.
Okay.
And Nothing But a Name.
Again, just... Yeah, okay.
Elaborate.
I loved the whole thing.
Okay.
I literally loved the whole thing.
Alright, in that case, my standout songs, these 2 are definitely the best songs, is Love Can Only Heal, because that song, the slowness of it, how it keeps on going, and that end bit where it's got that really high
Yeah.
and then it goes into that fucking crazy guitar solo at the end. It just fucking sounds brilliant. And probably my favourite song, I can't decide between the 2, but The Great Beyond.
Yes.
The fucking
Thank you.
Great
Thank
Beyond.
you. I've been
Holy
waiting for you to
dipshit.
mention it. Like, come on.
The Great Beyond.
Fucking, it is literally like music from a twisted, I've put down here, like a twisted fairy ground tale kind of thing. It's so epic.
It
and,
is.
like, it's just twisted. And
It's
it's
one of those
so
weird
fucking
things.
awesome.
It happens now and again, but this song really gave off this could be a James Bond themed vibe. Just did. For
Fair
certain
enough.
parts of it, it's like that sounds like, it's like that sounds just like it, kind of.
He's
So
just, yep, he's great.
cracking album. I haven't even thought about a rating until this second, and I'm scared what I'm going to choose. I'm torn between 2. So to give me some time to think,
Probably the same 2 that I was.
speak.
So for me, okay,
Further.
yeah, I'll just give you a rundown of what I've written down. So, bam, straight into Eargasms. Love it from the moment it gets going, to be honest. His voice, this is like a clear fucking piece of evidence that his voice suits anything. Like, I'm pretty sure that the guy could somehow pull off a rap album. Like,
I hope he never
he
does.
doesn't, but do you know what? I don't put it past him. Like, he's just that fucking epic, to be honest. I loved The Great Beyond. What a fucking tune, man. I loved it. I really enjoyed Blind Faith and Devil on the Wall as well. Literally, all I could put was, oh mate. Mother is a really strong song. Sung to real perfection, to be honest with you. And if it is like directly about an experience or experiences with his mother, fair enough. That's got some fucking real emotion running through it.
There's a lot of deep lyrics going through the whole thing, isn't there?
Yeah, a lot of that. Songbirds is just sets again. It's like another benchmark of what the impression of the whole album gave me. To be honest, it was just like, this is just a debut album of epic proportions. Like, for me, that's exactly what I felt like. It was just like the whole thing was epic from start to finish. Like, it has a very strong kind of punch to it. Overall, wow, yeah, I'm so down. I'm so down. It's fair to say that I wouldn't necessarily listen to it as regularly. Epic proportions are risky, and only people like Miles K can effectively pull it off. And he does. Yeah, I feel unsure putting it to a 10 for my own personal taste, and the fact that I wouldn't pick it up once a week.
Was it between 9 and 10?
It is.
Okay, so you're going for 9.
I am a 9 out of 10. And I've put down next to it that it's so fucking well done, I can't fault it. I can't wait to listen to it again in a couple of months. Because that's what I feel like lets it down for me, is it's so big and epic and like, wow, that's so cool. But I've listened to it a few times now, obviously, for a purpose. And I'm already like, I can not listen to this for a couple of months and still be alright coming back to it and be like, yeah, this album's sick. I feel like if I tried to listen to it too regularly, it would diminish over time.
Okay, it's fair.
Just because it's that kind of heavy hitting, not in like an emotive way, but just that the whole album is kind of like a piece of art almost. It's got that kind of feel to it where it's like he's worked hard. I just feel like if I listen to it too much, eventually that kind of like epic proportion would wear off.
Especially if it's not your genre, I get that as well.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it's not what I would choose to listen to.
I am fucking torn. So as you were talking, I was trying to use that time to make myself think about my choice. Mm-hmm. And you said something, I maybe go, nah, that one. And you say something else, I went, nah, that one. I am between the numbers of 9 and 8.
Ooh.
However,
You're going to go...
I think I'm going to... This is really fucking difficult. I can't explain how hard this is. Now I think about it, there's only 2 real standout songs that go, that's fucking incredible. That should bring it down to an 8. However, there's not a song I dislike. Bring it up to a 9.
Bring it up to a 9.
And we don't do 0.5s here.
We do not.
I'm matching you at a 9.
Yeah. Yes, you are.
Because it's so good. And we can't change our mind after the podcast either, so we're set. So, from both of us, Year of the Tiger by Miles Kennedy is a 9 out of 10.
And you should fucking listen to it.
Yeah.
It is so good.
Yeah.
So well done.
It's so fucking good. Anywho, that brings us on
to
tournament time!
Yeah!
The first 4 matches of Decisive Tournament. Please get your phone ready for a fan vote just in case. We have match 1 of Machine Head versus Killswitch Engage. We have match 2 of Slayer versus Black Sabbath. We have match 3 of System of a Down versus Avenged Sevenfold. And match 4 of Nirvana versus Guns N' Roses. In this trusty little box, we have the 10 subjects that we will discuss, and only discuss those subjects, in case you missed the rules beforehand. Now then, we'll have 1 subject per band in the first rounds. And we have, if I can remember off the top of my head, vocalist, drummer, guitarist, image and artwork, showmanship, fan base, best album.
I'm impressed. I am impressed.
I can't remember what I said already, so those... And 3 more! Which will be surprising to you too!
Fucking brilliant.
And we'll discuss each band for each overall kind of... Each match for 10 minutes. 5 minutes per band.
What am I getting up on here, sorry?
The fan vote.
Where is that?
Okay, go on to the actual page. Might be a start there, laddie.
Oh, fucking yes.
And
right there.
each one... I've got distracted, sorry. Each match will be discussed for 5 minutes per band. So we'll talk about Machine Head for 5 minutes on their topic, then Killswitch for 5 minutes on their topic, then we'll make a decision there and then. So while he's finding that, I'll give the announcement as well that the fan vote ended today, and taking on Rage down the line, Rage Against the Machine, will be Motorhead, with 3 votes, 1 more than Rob Zombie, which was close.
Yeah.
Okay, so...
Is this it?
No, it should be like 48 comments, it's the pinned post.
We're just experiencing some technical difficulties. No.
You may have gone right past it.
I probably have, to be fair. But
Up. Just, what are you doing?
That's that.
Literally the first post you see.
Sick.
Alright, we'll not look at those until the time. Alright, so they'll be the top comments. And we can't click on them. It's all secret, we don't know till then. We might sway our judgment. Right, are you ready?
Yes.
Machine Head versus Killswitch Engage will be, I'll let you pick first,
Alright.
the topic of...
Machine Head and Killswitch Engage will be through the medium of... Are you fucking ready for this?
Drummer. Drummer, okay.
Oh, damn. Right.
Excuse us if we don't know either of their names, unless you do, because I fucking don't. Machine Head, drummer. Let's go. So, quite a prevalent drummer. I don't know his name. If I heard it, I would. However, his drumming throughout the albums have been great. Obviously, I'm not sure how many drums they've had, but over the most recent albums, it's definitely been the same drummer.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I believe they've had a few actually, but I could be wrong. Obviously, they've had a few different bassists. Now, his drum work in some of Bloodstone and Diamonds is intense.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose it really depends on what kind of aspect you want to listen to the drums for. Like, being that I have been in bands of different sort of categories and genres and appreciate drumming from a lot of ways, I could say plenty of good things about both.
Yeah.
And I could also say plenty of, like, meh things about both. However, now that I'm thinking about it, I would be hard-pressed to find too many bad things about Machine Head's drummer.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. We're both drummers, for those that don't know, although he's much more experienced than I am. However, my mum chose me to be in the band, so...
I'm just the manager.
So...
and what was it? Cymbals.
Yeah. What runs up to me while
Nice
managing
one.
on the phone. Ting. Right, so I'm
Sorry,
out
just gotta ring the ding on the middle there, the little cowbell.
I love his drumming style in terms of the technicality of it.
Yes, I would definitely say he is a more technically advanced drummer. However, he is also less pinpoint precise as Killswitch's drummer.
You'd say so?
I would say so.
Okay,
Think
so-
about songs of Killswitch like My Curse, for example, where there's nothing too special about the drums, but they are down to a fucking T. Like,
Correct. We'll move on to Killswitch in a sec though.
yeah, okay, just
Yeah.
that to weigh up the difference between them when I say like that in terms of pinpoint precision.
Yep, fair.
I feel like Machine Head's drummer doesn't always have that.
Okay. Yeah.
For
okay.
the most part, he really does.
Yeah, he does.
In fact, for the most part, if they have had different drummers, for the most part, all of them have been very accurate. Just that,
yeah, they have. Like, obviously, with the albums, it's very versatile because of back in the day with Supercharger and stuff like that. It's a very different album. You're not going to hear the same drums that you hear on Unto the Locust and The Blackening, of course. Now, quickly, before I mentioned, we have 5 minutes each one, it will be up to 5 minutes, so that's the cut-off. We're not going to hit exactly 5 minutes every time. Now, with Machine Heads, again, it's very technical, fast, and they do have versatility. So moving on to Killswitch, you've already mentioned the pinpointing.
yeah, the precision and the sort of accuracy of the timing.
The drummer has never been... So I always focus on the drummer when I listen to a band, right? Once I'm more...
Drummer's never stood out to you for Killswitch.
No, it hasn't. It really hasn't.
And do you know what?
Which is not... It's not good, but it's not bad. He hasn't stood out for being a bad drummer. He's not a bad
Yeah.
drummer. He's definitely got the skills that you need, but you don't... There's nothing that's gone that fucking
He doesn't
drumbeat.
pull off anything too amazing. And as far as I know, anyway, I've never seen any videos of them live where the drummer's done a solo or anything like that.
I don't think... I've seen him live like 3 or 4 times, and I don't believe they have.
No.
I could be completely wrong, but...
Whereas I have seen videos of Machine Head's drummer going absolutely fucking ballistic. The bald-headed drummer that
Yeah,
they had
yeah,
way
yeah.
back in the day for...
They've sort of boarded drummer now.
Oh, is it the same
Yeah.
guy?
Well, unless
Because
they're
if
two
that's-
bald ones.
If it's the same guy, then he's the same drummer that's been
His
there.
name is like in the back of my head, and I can't fucking think of it.
I've
but-
never known it.
Right, okay.
I've never known it. I've never known either of the drummers' names, to be fair. I just remember going back to the music videos and stuff, the Killswitch drummer was the king in the video of Holy Diver.
Yes.
And he's the one stood there eating the chicken.
With the drumstick, that's... Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah! Even though I think it's
But,
I think it's a leg.
Well,
but
fuck.
that just ruins it now.
It could have been a drumstick.
It should have been a drumstick.
Should have.
Shoulda, coulda, woulda, didn't. Fucking... Do you know what? I take them off of my video list.
They fucked it.
So...
Are we weighing it up?
Mm-hmm.
So my vote's Machine Head.
I'm going to have to agree.
Machine Heads
Machine Head.
go through to the second round. So if you could kindly give that a shake for me. Mm-hmm. And now we have Slayer versus Black Sabbath heavyweights, and they are being discussed. If it's drummer, we're going to be returning it.
I don't know why you put it back in the tub.
I don't know either. Guitarist.
Fuck.
Oh, dude, that's really big for both of them. I mean, okay, so it's Tony Iommi versus Kerry King. Is he the bassist or is he the guitarist?
Do you want me to look it up?
Why not? Not that it really makes a difference. We're going on what we hear anyway. I'll start with the band. Wheels the band that was drawn first, so we're starting off with Slayer.
Yes.
So
I'm not a massive fan, so I'm going to be looking to you to sort of make most of the commentary on this.
Okay,
but
that's fine.
I know that Slayer are obviously renowned for their fucking insane guitar work, so...
Slayer are definitely, yes. The riffs, the thrash element, it's just thrash. The insanity of how fucking speedy he can go on those guitar notes. The solos, if you really call them that, are insane. It's just...
Tony Iommi.
It's... Tony Iommi, I know that one, but I need the Slayer one. I think it's Kerry King for Tony Iommi. For Slayer, sorry.
Oh, we're getting so confused now.
That's all, folks. And I hate to use such a cliche phrase, but with Slayer, the fucking guitar work is face melting. It just kills you. The amount I've saw him a good few times with Haley back in the day, and Kerry King's work. You just want to go nuts. The whole crowd goes nuts. I know that Slayer have the cult following that they do, but it's just absolutely, it's powerful. Have you not seen them live either? No.
No.
No,
I've never seen either of them.
Very, very solid. So Kerry King is up there with one of the best. With the best.
Okay.
We move on to Black Sabbath. Have you got? Well, from what you have heard from Slayer, what are your thoughts on it
I mean,
in terms of guitar work?
That's what I know of the band. That is
Okay.
literally my extent of knowledge of Slayer, really, is that I know that their guitarists are sick.
Yeah.
And obviously, like, mad solos and stuff like that. So, already I kind of feel like I know where I'm leaning with this one. Because as much as I am a fan of Sabbath, and we'll move on to those now before I carry on talking.
Yes, it could be. I could go Slayer and like the fan vote. So Black Sabbath, you fire away, sir. Tony fucking Iommi, a legend, a god of metal.
You need to appreciate that they're very different kind of... They're still obviously within the same genre, and I would be hard-pressed to say whether either of them don't sort of look to each other for some sort of inspiration. But you do need to appreciate that they're very different, and I love... That's probably what sticks out most about Sabbath for me as well, is because if the guitar wasn't exactly the way that it would I be able to appreciate Ozzy's voice as much? Maybe, maybe not. Don't know. So actually, now I'm sat here thinking about it, there's very good reasons to think, shit, I don't know.
So while we're not hitting on another subject I just remembered, which is relevance on the current day, it's Tony Iommi has led the way, which is easily done. A lot of people say it's hard, but it's easily done when Black Sabbath were one of the first metal bands around. But Tony's, Iron Man, bam, bam, bam. That's the fucking wrong. That's the wrong. Smoke on the water.
Yes, it is.
Nailed it. Journalism at its finest.
We're not going to go into that, but we are going to go into
Paranoid, yeah. It's just
and naturally,
some
the
riffs
beautiful
as well.
thing of Iron Man and Crazy Train.
Crazy Train's not Tony Iommi's Ozzy's solo band.
Is it really?
Yep.
That's just wank as fuck.
As we were saying about journalism.
Yep.
Now, Iron Man, Paranoid, so many other songs. Some of the riffs in this day and age are quite simplistic, but it's the intensity of it, and it's groundbreaking for what it was at the time.
So
But it's still
fucking is. Do you know what? I've seen this video before.
it stayed relevant at the time of now, and that's what's important when you're a guitarist. If you can still impress people that obviously they're not a band anymore, or not playing live shows or anything, they've finished a couple of years back. That says a lot. But flying back to Slayer quickly, I know we won't go back on them, but of Rain and Blood, like that riff is chugging. So
Epic as fuck.
regardless of that, I'm going with Black Sabbath. I want to point out it was fairly close in my head. Because Tony's done more for us, I think.
I agree with that statement, definitely, whether or not.
That was heard on the podcast.
That was heard on the podcast. That was felt on the podcast.
Through the waves of the world.
Very, very, very gassening waves.
Slayer.
And it's not helping
Sabbath,
me make my
Iommi,
decision.
King.
I
Who do you
think
pick and why?
just I am going to have to agree.
Black Sabbath go through.
Black Sabbath do go through, and I think that's only right, really. You're right. They've been a much bigger, well, not a much bigger, but it's fair to say that they are a more, like, they're a bolder inspiration to all things metal, I think.
Yep.
And in that sense, really, we wouldn't necessarily have anything that we have come
But
to
as we
today.
say, that's going slightly too much into relevance. For guitar work only.
Yeah, I am still going to have to
Sabbath
say Sabbath because
Take the slot.
it's more what I would listen to. I know more Sabbath than I do Slayer, and I like Sabbath for the guitar work and Ozzy's vocals. But we're not focusing on the vocals, we're
Just the
focusing
guitar
on
work.
the guitar work. So
And
I don't listen to Slayer, so that's got to say
yeah,
something.
see, I don't listen to much of either band.
Neither
but
do I. I won't
Yeah.
go as far as to say I'm a massive... Well, clearly not, because I don't even know what fucking songs are his own project and what songs are not, and fucking... yeah.
So Sabbath are through,
Sabbath are through, and,
and
so
we'll
are
be
Machine
taking
Heads.
on Machine Heads in the next round.
Oh,
Mate.
mad words.
That's deep. Okay. The next round is System of a Down versus Avenged Sevenfold. And Rob, you do the little pick. No guitarist or drummer. We have the rule of no thing will be in the row 3. So System of a Down versus Avenged Sevenfold on
Showmanship.
showmanship. Excellent.
Easy win. Easy win.
Oh, well, I wouldn't know. Okay, now we've had 3, so can we do any of those again? Oh no, whatever. So we'll start off with System of a Down, who were picked first. System of a Down showmanship is lacking.
It exists.
It's lacking heavily. The showmanship, they're better now than they were. Now, they've not been great their whole career, to be fair.
I've
Obviously,
never seen them live, so...
I've seen them 3 times now. Now, before see the live show's another one, so we can't really go into that either.
Mm-hmm.
However, we can talk about showmanship overall, and that does include on stage. It's not the live show itself; it's the showmanship about them. System of a Down, both when they've reformed in 2013/14, and headline download 2000. No, sorry, it was back in 2011. My bad. They weren't tight knit. They were
No?
drummer, vocalist, bassist, vocalist, guitarist. There were 4 people on stage, and they didn't feel like a band. I didn't notice at the time because I was just hyped after seeing Avenged Sevenfold sub-headline, and it was fucking my first time seeing System of a Down. I was so excited.
So what? That's kind of fucked up, actually. What? Did they sub-headline for System?
Yeah, they did.
That's fucking mad.
Yeah.
That's so... Oh, dude. Interesting. Interesting little take on the battle now, then.
Yes, but it's also the thing of showmanship. They offside stage, like last year, the drummer said, I think at the end of the show, was like, we're writing a new album, it's coming out, and then nothing came of it. And Serge said in a separate interview, well, that's not the case. So I'm going on to do solo stuff. And Serge doesn't really want to write music anymore. No, sorry, he doesn't really want to do vocals for stuff anymore. He just wants to make like music.
Trippy fucking music.
No bias, no, of course not. I'm really, really not. And they're just, if it was any other band, almost, I would say that showmanship is on point, or could be better or worse. System of a Down showmanship is not, it's not there.
For me, I mean, I've never seen them live, so I can't comment on that part, but I can only go off of like videos and shit that I've seen of them playing live. And I certainly, the stuff that I have seen of them playing live, I don't think I'd be really that inclined to jump around and stuff as much. Like maybe throughout like their bigger songs that I know, but it wouldn't be anything to do with how they're playing on the stage or anything like that. It would be all to do with, like, do you know what I mean? I wouldn't get the vibes from
them
their showmanship.
Okay, that's fair.
I wouldn't get the vibes from their showmanship.
I mean, ignoring the songs again, that's live show, but they just don't feel like mates. They don't feel like they want to be there together. They feel like they want to.
There's no unity.
yeah.
There's no unity in it. Whereas Avenged.
Well, just quickly back on system. When in the middle show that I saw them, which is the only time I saw them in an arena, that fucking show was incredible. Again, we're not talking about live show, but the showmanship seemed a bit more. But they were doing it for a cause about the genocide of Armenia. They're all Armenian, I believe they're all Armenian. So they had reason to feel that connection because they were doing it for a thing that they believe in.
Which is great, but you can't rely on tragic things happening in order for you to be a good showman.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So not looking good for them.
No.
Okay, bye.
Pretty much.
Moving on to Avenged Sevenfold.
Pretty much, we do know where this is going, and yes,
Their showmanship is incredible.
it is. It's one of the things that makes them such a standout band nowadays as well. Like, there's so many things, but yeah, their showmanship. Like, you would not go to an Avenged Sevenfold gig and see them just stood around like.
No, they are always fucking around. Johnny Christ and Sinister Gates are always fucking around. They've even got videos on the fan club now, and they're doing pranks with each other. They're fucking around. They are all best mates. Even with Brooks, they're just the same now.
Yeah,
Like,
he seems to have fit right in with the band. Actually,
Yeah,
in that
absolutely.
sense, and he's got the right showmanship to do that as well.
Yeah.
Like,
even at like the show that I saw him at, there was a bit where I spoke to Brooks about this after I met him because it was a show a few days before I met him, and he started playing. It seemed like the intro to the wrong song was going, and he was playing the wrong drums.
yeah.
And the show was like, "Oh, Brooks, you fucked up. You can't be doing this. We're going to kick you out of the band." I was fully joking. I spoke to Brooks at the end a couple of days later, and it ended up being that the person at back played the intro to the wrong song, or the synth parts, the bits that go to the PA. Not that they do backtracking like some other shitty bands, Bring Horizon. Now, it's kind of jokey shit like that just makes it what it is. They are tight knit. As we talk about the history of the band as well,
Without going too much into that,
of course, yeah.
Special.
But with the Rev as well, that they were not a band that were formed like. Although a lot of metal bands are formed from friendships, it felt like a family from day one, and that's how close they've been. You can see that on the All Access DVD. Now,
You can see that in the way after the Rev passed, how it affected all of them.
Yeah,
Like,
absolutely. They stayed around. Oh, this is so much special stuff coming out. How they stayed around each other's houses to keep that going. But I guess that's tragedy. It's different. But overall, showmanship. My vote is Avenged Sevenfold.
It's got to be. Has to be. 100%.
Avenged Sevenfold happily go through.
Which leads us on to round 4.
Final one for today. Now, before we go into this, I forgot that I was going to point something out. So, we've got a few new fans on here this week, as we mentioned before. Now then, I'm a big fan of That's Not Metal podcast, and I've mentioned it multiple times on here. I've plugged them multiple times before, and I'm going to plug them again because I've joined the focus group on Facebook, and from that they're giving us permission to start a new one where we promote our own stuff to help each other out, and a few of those guys actually like this page now, and I like some of theirs, so very thankful for that. So I will point out that That's Not Metal have changed their situation quite a bit, and also this tournament is very similar to theirs because it was entirely inspired by theirs. So I'm going to point out quickly as a little plug for them that you can now join and help out That's Not Metal on their Patreon. I don't know the website, look on Twitter or Facebook. And for £5 a month, you can join their Snapchat thing, and there's a lot more detail to it. And you can even, like, they're going to do behind the scenes stuff when they're going to meet big bands, because now they're going to be able to pay the bands. And for the Snapchat, you'll be able to even ask questions to the members of bands that they're going to be talking to.
They've taken That's Not Metal to the next step, basically.
Yeah, they've had to be fair. They've got to a point where they kind of have to. They've been out a lot of free content. And the free podcast will still be every week now on a Thursday. For £10, I just crushed my own thumb. For £10, you can join the Facebook focus group, which is what I'm part of. And there's non-stop chatting there going on. The creative juices are flowing. It's really going off well. And for £20, you get the premium, which includes the bottom two as well, the Snapchat and the Facebook. And you get non-stop content. Once it's all probably worked out, apparently it's going to be up to hours per day of content. And it's not just going to be metal. They're doing some things like they're going to be doing a football podcast, which I won't be tuning into, but they're not doing everything for everyone. They realise that not everything's going to do with everyone, but there are big football fans within metal as well. So that is the plug. There you go. Moving on to Nirvana versus
I'm going to give him a
Nirvana
shake.
versus Guns N' Roses. He's going to give him a shake.
Has to be done.
Has to be done.
Nirvana and Guns through the medium of
Image and artwork.
Oh,
Rice is backwards on the camera, but that's fine. Image and artwork.
Fuck my life. This
even
is going to be tough.
Just going from the logos. Oh shit, sorry.
Yep.
So Nirvana, first of all. How is there any much more of an iconic fucking logo than the smiley face of Nirvana?
The acid smiley. No.
That's my chance, by the way.
No, and actually, you can't really see it very well on here, but there is actually a Kurt
Oh yeah.
smiley on the side there, which I thought was fucking awesome. Had nothing to do with me buying the poster at all. I didn't buy it. I stole it. I didn't. Image and artwork.
Image and artwork to Nirvana. That as much as it kills me inside, so many people wear that T-shirt. People that don't even know a single song by Nirvana, but that
Don't even know that Nirvana's a fucking band.
the fact it can sell that well shows the image.
Second only to Ramones, really, in
Yeah.
terms of the T-shirt and shit.
Yeah, definitely.
Right.
Maybe even, I would have thought Nirvana would maybe outweighed it, to be honest.
No.
No? Okay. But that is just, it's an incredible piece of work. And it's so basic and simple, but it's a household image.
Kurt Cobain is an artist. That DVD next to Deadpool on the shelf over there. Cobain, Montage of Heck.
Oh yeah, how that is.
Everyone that even remotely likes Nirvana needs to watch Montage of Heck. It is brilliant, and there is so much of his own art in that DVD. It's just so good. It's so good. It's powerful. It's really emotive. And some of the artwork that he produces there is artwork that we've seen throughout the band's history and stuff before as well. Just down to simple little things like back when we used to buy tapes and CDs that had the lyric books in them and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Just the cover of the lyric book would sometimes be his own artwork and shit like that. So he's an artist himself. The bands have that kind of creative side to them. In terms of their actual image, though, as a band,
It's a lot plainer.
yeah,
Yeah, there's nothing too much to it.
but that's what gave birth to the whole flannel shirt movement and stuff. Like,
You take over. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
so everyone has seen depictions of 90s grunge kids that have all got the flannel shirts on and like the checkered flannel, like weird cottony soft material. That's all him. That's pretty much all him.
Okay.
Gave birth to an entire fashion, almost. Really. I'm not saying it's fashionable, but I think that was the kind of idea behind it, though, is
Right,
that it really
okay.
wasn't. Since when has it been fashionable to dress like a lesbian?
Right. Fair enough. You did like women.
But yeah, I mean, fair enough.
The image, so the artwork, even just from the logo, it's there.
Epic.
Talk about album covers. So that's the artwork. I don't know many album covers, to be honest, by them.
In Utero. Brilliant. It's plain. It's the same sort of thing.
Oh, fuck. The fucking Nevermind.
Yeah, with the baby
Yeah.
and shit. Yeah.
Dude. Okay, that's just...
I figured that's what you were kind of getting at anyway.
No, I
is that,
can't remember any of their album covers until I just thought of that.
Okay.
So I need to describe them, what's in utero like.
I'll show you. So, the running theme with it, apart from perhaps Nevermind, really, because that's in a bit of a league of its own. But all of them are very simplistic, yet somehow perfect. And I'm going to show you all of them and see if you agree. So that's obviously Nevermind. Which is hilarious now that the guy's grown up and he did the same shot again.
Wearing clothes?
Yes.
Right.
Wearing shorts this time, yes. He didn't have his jack out, but that's fine. So yeah, we all know that one. In Utero,
Which
is...
everyone knows as well. It's
You'll
really
recognise
iconic,
this as well.
The
This-
Nevermind one.
This is the album that has Heart-Shaped Box on, the song that I was talking about earlier.
Oh yeah, I recognise that as well.
Yeah. So it's like the angel I'm not sure if we can really show that on the potty. It's
Probably not worth doing so.
Just as well. But yeah, you've probably all seen it anyway. It's the angel with all of her organs and shit showing. It's, again, really simple on a plain background, and it works. It sets, especially there is one scene in Heart Shaped Box where she comes to life and she's like wandering along with her arms out and shit, and it's really.
To be fair, with image and artwork, music videos are covered in that as well. So if there's anything you talked about Heart Shaped Box earlier,
yeah,
how many
100%.
times that was.
100%. And this is Bleach, which is, again, simplistic, just transposed colours, negatives, works really well because it looks like it's been bleached.
Yeah, makes sense.
So, in that sense, really...
Nirvana they've built it up pretty high, haven't they?
Very, very strong. The only time the Nirvana's album covers, just staying on that topic for a minute, have been lacking is after the band's demise. And it's been like... a studio created effort or like something like that where it's just the band's name on a field of black.
Right.
That's about as boring as they get, and it's because they had very little if nothing to do with actually choosing it. It was just kind of like a compilation album strung together. So yeah,
so that's Nirvana.
that is Nirvana. Now Guns, on the other hand,
Guns, I think they're a kind of switch reverse.
a little bit, yeah, they've got more of the image.
The image is recognised everywhere,
100%.
easily renowned,
100%.
of the whole glam rock style. Even Axl to this day, slightly fatter, but has that look with the bandana and the long blonde hair, and just everything looking like that. Slash himself has the image of his own with the top hat.
Oh,
the
yeah.
hair,
Yeah,
the shades, the
like-
cigarette.
Duff McKagan?
McKagan.
McKagan.
Yeah.
Yeah. All of them have their own merit, really.
Yeah, they
All
do.
of them have their own sort of style. And I think that is 100% fair to say that they are pretty much polar opposites of each other.
Yeah.
There's more like artistic sort of stuff flowing through Nirvana, yet they don't really have much of the image. They were part of that whole thing where it was like, we don't need to wear spandex to be a band kind of thing. It was
Yeah.
all part of that calming down.
be us.
Yeah. Whereas Guns definitely were not that band.
very
They were very
theatrical.
much like, yeah, exactly. They were very much like, it matters what we look like on stage. And it doesn't really matter so much what's going on the front of our albums. And I personally feel like their album covers are a bit lacking, really. They're not anything special anyway.
You've got the iconic.
You've got the logo,
cross,
the
man,
cross
yeah.
with all of the skulls.
Yeah,
and
that's
stuff.
iconic as well.
That's iconic. Use Your Illusion cover. Explain that to me. Tell me that.
I couldn't tell you what it looks like. I'm not
Exactly.
great with album covers.
Exactly.
But I can tell you what In Utero looked like until you show me.
Yeah, but you're not a big Nirvana fan. It's fair
I'm
to
not
say
a massive Guns N' Roses fan.
you've been to see them live.
Yeah, I would have gone to see Nirvana if they were there as well.
Well, yeah, all right. That's fair to say. So I guess there's really no point in me carrying on with what I'm going to say. But I'm
Can
going
you
to
show
do
me
it
some
anyway.
music videos of that? Sorry, some. things
Use
of
Your
theirs?
Illusion 1 and 2 are just weird. They're just boring.
I'll quickly cover music videos for Guns N' Roses from the ones that I've seen. Sweet Child of Mine, isn't it the basic one with them just playing on stage, but it's still powerful? Like,
Yeah,
it
very much
feels
so.
right. And
That's
the
Use Your
size-
Illusion 1, and then 2 is exactly the same in blue, I think.
Right, okay. And there's also November Rain, of course, as we mentioned before. Yep, just the same. Cool. I mean, I quite like it in red. It's quite a good album cover. Do you just dislike it because it's the same as each other?
No,
If that,
it's
was
just...
if that was a standalone album, would you really dislike it as much as you do, as you say now?
I mean, I would still be able to look at it now that we're making a purpose of like contrasting them. I would be able to look at it and say it's not really a special album cover. No,
No, fair enough.
There's nothing great going on.
Talk
with
about
it.
Use Your Illusion 1, by the way, in case you didn't catch that.
There's just nothing overly special going on with it. So
Okay.
for me,
No,
album,
that wasn't me going. That was just me going. I'm trying to think of who I'm going for.
it's tough. It's really
It's
fucking
very
tough.
tough. However, there's one band I think more of when I think of image and artwork. I know that fucking Nevermind album cover.
Do it.
I'm going with Guns N' Roses.
I'm going with Nirvana. So we have our first.
Our first fan vote. So before you reveal it, with the fan votes, if in case you weren't already aware, the people choose just their favourite. They don't know the topics. We don't know it until we just did it now. So it's basically the popular one goes through. So going through to take on Avenged Sevenfold in round 2 is...
Guns N' Roses.
Oh, okay.
Guns N' Roses. So Nirvana are out.
Nirvana out of stage 1. What was the rating?
8
to
likes
1.
to 1. And that's surprising, actually, considering it was just a straight up vote.
Yeah.
More people would prefer to listen to Guns than Nirvana. I would have not thought that it was that
I would have thought
epically different.
I would have thought Guns win, but I still was like thinking who. It was up in the air, but I still feel like Guns would probably win, but not like that. I would have
Not
thought
that, no.
So it's 9 votes. I would have assumed 5-4.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
to read out the fan votes for the ones that didn't get a chance to go through, we have with Machine Head versus Killswitch. If it was a fan vote with 6 votes to
Killswitch.
3, Killswitch engaged.
Oh my days. And then Slayer and Black Sabbath with a clear-cut win to Sabbath, 8-2.
Yep. And with Avenged versus System, it would have been Avenged with 8-2 as well.
So there you have it. We did pretty
disagree
good.
with
We
the
did-
fans on 1.
Yeah, we did pretty good. Cool. That's
That is
epic.
the first few. That's the first 4 rounds. We'll be doing 4 rounds every single week at the end of the podcast. Like we
that
have
was
done
fucking tough, man.
Yeah, that last one.
was pretty brutal.
now. Machine Head Killswitch was. If it was a different, that was really down to the topic on that one.
Yeah, I like that, and
I
we
feel
should
like-
definitely try and stick to that a bit more, actually, because
Yeah.
that worked.
Yeah,
it
man.
made it difficult, which is good.
Yes.
So, moving on to what we will be covering next week.
Yes. Next week it's Rob's choice for album, and Rob's also chosen the topic this week.
Yes, quite simply, metal. What is new?
And
With a
you.
U. So we are basically going to try our hand at answering the almighty question of what the fuck is new metal exactly. We are going to be talking about some of the bands that we feel pioneer the movement. We're also going to be talking about some of the bands that somehow managed to find their way into the category that just don't belong there. Should be really good. We're going to try and answer that question. We're going to sort of cover the whole shebang.
Yep.
And then we're going to come back to that question at the end, and we're going to answer what actually makes new metal. Exactly.
Yeah. Fair. And
should
your
be really good.
album choice.
So,
I don't know this,
my
it's
album
interesting.
choice in light of that. Have you had much experience with a band called Static X?
A little bit, not too much.
Neither have I. So this should be good. We are going to review Machine by Static X.
Okay, Craig Lensdale will love that. That's his
Fan-fucking-tastic.
Wayne Stag.
I mean, what I have heard of theirs is really good, and I like it.
I
So
think I remember liking a track, but I'm not sure.
I can imagine
It
they're
was on
going to
like
be
a-
very
it was on a
split down the
compilation
middle
album.
for yourself, I think.
Yeah,
So this should be good.
Machine by Static X.
Yep, I will message that over to you.
Excellent. And the week after, we have the poll will be up. Well, the poll will be up tonight for the album we're going to review afterwards. So the week after. Now,
So basically, we have a week of you voting, and then the
yep,
following
and then we'll
week.
announce it next podcast who the winner is.
Yeah, yes.
Just like last time, which we ended up reviewing today, was Clutch Psychic Warfare.
yeah, yes.
So, what is your pick for the poll? We don't know each other's, so we have no idea.
I believe, seeing as you've probably already seen mine anyway.
I haven't.
And
Didn't look.
that I picked one album, I believe I would like you to go first with yours, please, sir.
All Our Gods Have Abandoned Us by Architects is my pick.
Interesting. I have gone for a very, very completely different album and a completely different band, and I have gone with Facelift by Alice in Chains.
Okay, very different, yes. Funny, when you couldn't
That's
think,
gonna
when
be
you couldn't think of it earlier,
interesting.
I was going to say, just to choose a band starting with A, because I had, and by chance you have. I didn't
That's
say that in the
actually
end.
very fucking scary.
Yes.
So yeah, Facelift by Alice in Chains
Yeah,
is
amazing.
going to be against All Our Gods Have Abandoned Us by Architects.
That is the White Album, isn't it? The newest one.
Yes.
Great. 'Cause I didn't Google it.
Had to think about that one then.
So, we thank you very much for tuning in. This has been a longer podcast, as mentioned last time, to make up for last week. So, we're back to our normal standards next week of about an hour and a half. But we'll see how it goes. We'll roll with it. We could get balls deep into the thing. Oh, can you quickly get the cipher up, please? So, next week, just to recap, that's Metal, What is New, or New. And that's going to be very, very exciting. We also have the album review of Machine by Static X.
Yes.
And the next 4 rounds of the tournament will be Slipknot versus Korn. Fucking intense that'll be. Alter Bridge versus Foo Fighters. Metallica versus Deftones. And the winning fan choice of Motorhead versus Rage Against the Machine.
Some pretty fucking epic matchups.
Yes.
Some pretty fucking epic matchups.
And we will see you next week.
Yeah!
Okay, bye!